Georgia last night. The number 4 team in 6A in Georgia beating number 2 in 5A in Alabama, Moody, 49-7 last night. Josh Niblett and the Red Elephants winning over the Moody Blue Devils. Springville and Asheville tonight, still looking for a final on that game in St. Clair County. Jemison and St. Clair County tonight playing each other down in Chilton County at Jemison. We will have highlights of this game coming from last night. A lot of storylines on this game. Number 6 Spring Garden in Class 1A. They beat Sandrock last night at Sandrock, spoiling the debut of the new coach there, Tanner Nelson. Spring Garden wins 44-28. 10 touchdowns scored in that game last night up at Sandrock. Valley Head beat Cedar Bluff 28-13 was the final score tonight at LD Bruce Field at Cedar Bluff. Gaston gets a big win. Randy Dupree in his debut as the Gaston head coach. They win up in Marshall County at Asbury tonight. That was by a score of 34-6. Glencoe tonight shuts out Southeastern. Bailey Blanchard making his debut as a head coach and as the Glencoe head coach as Glencoe beat Southeastern by a score of 7-0. Gunnersville out to a 31-0 lead. The number 8 team in 5A at Chorley Stadium in Gunnersville. They make that hold up. Southside gets a couple of late scores, but Gunnersville beats Southside 31-14 tonight up on the lake at Gunnersville. Pierce County, Georgia and Coosa Christian. We're not sure about this one. We have 20-7. I had 27-7, and I don't think that was a final. So I'm not sure this is a final score. Pierce County, Georgia, the number 5 team in Class 2A, and Coosa Christian, the number 3 team in Class 2A in the state of Alabama. Muscle Shoals last night. This was a Thursday night game being played up at Muscle Shoals. That was Muscle Shoals beating the Gadsden City Titans by a score of 24-6 last night up in northwest Alabama. Another Thursday night game last night up on Sand Mountain. Geraldine, number 4 team in 3A, beating Sardis by a score of 41-14. Some statewide games being played both last night and tonight. Maplesville and 5. Maplesville wins this game over 5, 35-6. Maplesville is the number 4 team in the state in Class 1A. 5 the number 3 team in Class 3A. This was in the Kickoff Classic with the Alabama High School Athletic Association down at the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. Maplesville wins it over 5, 35-6. T.R. Miller and Reeltown, they played in the Kickoff Classic last year at the Crampton Bowl, neutral site game. T.R. Miller says, hey, let's play again in Bruton. Number 6 team in 3A, T.R. Miller, hosting the number 1 team and defending 2A state champions, Reeltown, tonight down at Bruton Municipal Stadium. We'll have a final on that one coming. A really great football team is your defending 3A state champion, Mars Hill Bible out of Florence. Number 1 team in the state in Class 3A, beating number 6 in 4A, Madison Academy tonight at Mars Hill. Mars Hill Bible wins over Madison Academy by a score of 51-27. In my mind, this is the biggest game in the state tonight. Number 1 Jackson, the number 1 team in 4A, the defending 4A state champions, playing at home at Legion Field in Jackson against the number 3 team in the state, the Saraland Spartans. Still looking for a final score on that game from down at Jackson. Another big game in southwest Alabama in Baldwin County. Number 3 St. Michael Catholic of Fairhope taking on number 10, number 3 I should say in 4A, the number 10 team in the state in Class 3A, Bayside Academy out of Daphne. Still looking for a final on that one. And a big inter-city game in Birmingham last night. Number 7 Ramsey in Class 5A. They fall to the number 1 team and the defending state champion in Class 6A, the Parker Thundering Herd. Parker having no problem with Ramsey last night by a score of 41-13. We'll have scores throughout the night and more scores rolling on our Emblem Credit Union bottom line. Back here, we told you earlier that we are in the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church in Anniston. And we are so grateful to this group here at Parker Memorial who have been great partners with After the Game for now 5 years going on. And we've got Derek Hartley here from Parker Memorial. And we are so grateful to be here, and you wanted to come and kick us off properly on this football Friday night.
Yes, John, welcome back. We're so glad at Parker Memorial Baptist Church to have your show here in our studios. And you just represent just a culture in this part of the state that people love, and you do it with such excellence. And we want to be a part of that year after year. So thank you for what you do. for high
We
school
couldn't do it without you, Brother Derek. We fill this place with cheerleaders. We got a whole football team coming in tonight. It's a lot of chaos down here. It's a lot of fun, but we are so grateful, and we are so pleased to partner with the fine folks here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church, Quintard Avenue in Anniston. Thank you for being with us tonight.
God bless you.
Thank you. Derek Hartley from Parker Memorial Baptist Church in Anniston. Now, here we are. We've got somebody else we're going to bring in. We're going to do this live on the air. We're going to move Brother Derek out, and we're going to bring in, come on in, ladies. We got Allie Mitchell here. She is from Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble. Allie, come right here. Come on. We got Amelia Baker here. She is the cheerleader sponsor, coach, whatever you want to call it, Amelia, for the Donahoe Falcons. And we are doing something that's not really new, but in a way it's all totally brand new. And that is our great Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble partners, Allie and her folks, great staff down at Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble. They are going to be sponsoring our Cheer Team of the Week, and we're going to tell who that is. I think we were given a big hint here with Amelia being here, but we are so pleased to partner, and we're taking this to the next level this year, Allie. Tell folks what all we're going to do this year for these cheerleaders.
We're so honored to be a part of High School Football Alabama's Cheer Team of the Week. We're excited to have the Donahoe cheerleaders here today. This year we are hoping to just build these cheerleaders up all season long. They put in so much hard work. They do so much for their schools and often go unnoticed. Their efforts go unnoticed. So we're excited to love on them this year. We're going to be giving them a belt bag with some goodies in it for every single team this year, and loving on their parents while they're here every Friday night.
And Allie, I'm going to let you do the honors here, because we're going to do something we do with the football team with our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We're going to give an actual trophy. That's a big, heavy trophy right there, a lot heavier than it looks. We're going to be giving a trophy, a Team of the Week trophy to our cheer squad, in addition to those belt bags, and having them appear with us live right here on After the Game. I don't, in my memory, and I've been doing this in this area for 35 years this year, and I do not remember anyone that has ever recognized cheerleaders the way that Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble and After the Game are going to do it this year. Yeah, tell folks about Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble. Folks, I've heard of them. What do they do down there? What do they do? What do y'all do, Allie?
Well, we have tumbling classes. We have all-star cheerleading. We have preschool tumbling, tot tumbling. We host birthday parties. And our goal is just to build confidence and love on the youth in our area and teach them all about the sport that we love so much.
Awesome. So we kind of put the cat out of the bag a little bit. Our very first, this is going to be big. This is going to be big now. This is our first ever Cheer Team of the Week trophy that's ever been given, as far as I know, to cheer squad here in East Alabama. And it's going to the Donahoe Falcons. And we have Amelia Baker, the cheer coach here for Donahoe. So go ahead and make that presentation.
Thank you. We're so honored to be here. Donahoe being their coach has been such a blessing to me. It's been amazing to work with John with High School Football Alabama, and we also partner with Cheehaw Cheer. They are amazing, so we are so thankful to be here, and we appreciate this amazing gift.
All right, and let me just tell you this, folks. You know from past years what's coming next. We have right over here to my side, they have been very good and quiet, but they're not going to be quiet any longer. We have the Donahoe High School cheerleaders. They're going to take us to break on this first Football Friday night. Ladies, you take it away.
Here we go.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number. You're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all of your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
And we're back on the After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Speaking of the Calhoun County Commission, let's tell you about all the great things they do here in Calhoun County. They have so many wonderful things that they are providing. They support our schools here in the county, tourism, attractions, all kinds of things. The Calhoun County Commission improving the quality of life here in Calhoun County. And so we're so thankful to have them bringing you the high school football Alabama After the Game every Friday night. They are our presenting sponsor. Would not be possible at all without the Calhoun County Commission. Great sponsors of high school football and great sponsors of all the great things that go on in Calhoun County throughout the year. We're back in the Sound Solutions Media Center. We promised you the entire Gillsville Trojan football team. They're here, but before we get to them, we got the head coach of the Trojans, Coach Brian Knapp, is with us. Coach, welcome in. Glad to have you with us. You were just at Donahoe. The Donahoe cheerleaders just in. Your team swapped out with them. They swapped out. You won the game tonight very impressively up at Wentzville, 30-6. Tell us about the game tonight.
30-6. You know, we use the old recipe with ground and pound. We don't throw it much, so we rushed for about 350 yards. Defense played outstanding, and I was really proud of our young men. It's always great to get off to a 1-0 start.
Awesome. You mentioned you're famous for this, Coach. People that followed your 17-year-plus career, they understand that when they come watch Gillsville Trojan football, there's not going to be a lot of balls in the air, right? You're going to run the football.
Ball control, milk that play clock, and it just plays in our favor.
Tell us a little bit about the game tonight. Obviously, you scored 30 points. The offense was good, but I think more importantly, most coaches look at that other side of the scoreboard, that defense. You held Donahoe to 6 points tonight.
Defense played outstanding. They bent, but they didn't break. Coach Smith does a wonderful job offensively, but Coach Jacobs had a great plan, and our kids executed flawlessly.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about this team this year. Like every team, you have some losses. You had some folks that graduated and things like that, but this is still a relatively young football team, right? We saw you at Media Day up in Center back last month and talking about the youth of this team. Just kind of tell us about the makeup of this team this year.
Well, we got 1 senior, we got 10 juniors, we got 4 sophomores. So those are the guys that we really rely on. We're dependent on our junior class to step up and really help our lone senior, Mr. Bryson Thompson. So it's a unique team, and they got a really good attitude, and they're a lot of fun to coach.
I think that folks that don't watch 1A football, they don't quite understand those dynamics. Well, in a moment, we're going to show you the whole team here, folks, and you're going to say, that's the whole high school football team? And it is. So I think it takes a special coach, and you to coach small school football, right? I think
Yes,
so.
sir. Yes, sir. It does. It does. You have to admire our young men because they don't leave the field. Kicking team, defense, offense, they don't leave the field, and a lot of folks don't have to experience that. Those bigger schools don't. So you really have to admire our young men for just being tough enough to deal with that.
And in case we mentioned it twice already, but I want to say it again. One senior, right?
One senior.
One
Yes,
senior.
sir. One senior, and that class in the school is only 13. So, we're a very small school.
Tell us about the season coming up. Your region, it appears on paper, last year it was Spring Garden kind of at the top, and then everybody else kind of battling for that. They went undefeated. Spring Garden lost 12 seniors this year. So a lot of folks think that this region, Appalachian, Valley Head, your team serving notice tonight, Woodville, Spring Garden again, looked pretty good last night. So tell us your assessment of this region, this Class 1A Region 8.
I think on any given night, anybody can beat anybody this year. I really do. And so the key for us is to get better week by week and stay healthy.
Yes.
And I feel like we can make some noise.
Coaches talk about, I hear the college coaches talking about staying healthy,
Yes,
and they got a roster of 85. Come to Galesville, you got
Roster of 21.
21
Yes,
and one senior there.
That's right.
Let's meet this team. We're going to show these guys up on the screen right now, and we're going to bring in, we've got them all in here. We're bringing the managers in, we're bringing some coaches in,
Yes, sir.
and things like that. We're going to let you talk about these guys that have come down from Cherokee County up in Galesville, and we're going to show them here in just a moment. But these guys, it's a warm night tonight. Here they all are.
It is.
Tell us about these guys, Coach.
Well, this group is 8 through 12, and we've got our 3 managers who are 7th graders. Got 2 of our coaches back there. Just a really special group that it's a privilege to get to coach these guys.
Coach, these guys, I'm looking at them here.
Yes, sir.
And these guys they're hot and tired because it's a very warm and humid night out there tonight. And so these guys, as you said, a lot of them don't come off the field.
They don't. One good sign tonight was, John, we didn't cramp.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
we do a really good job of preparing the body before the game, days before the game, and it showed tonight.
Your conditioning, that's another thing about 1A football, and especially at a place like Gales where you got 21 players. Conditioning has got to be paramount because you're playing the same weather that Oxford's playing in Gadsden City, and you're playing in the same heat and humidity, and you're playing the same amount of teams, 48 minutes, 12-minute quarters, all those kind of things. Your guys, though, there's nobody else to come off the bench. There's not 100 guys on the sideline.
We average 800 to 1,200 yards when we condition every day. And
Wow.
we lift. Of course, we wrestle too, John, and I think that's really paid dividends with our kids.
Tell us about this team this year, these guys. Tell us about the character makeup of this team. It's easy, Coach, as you know, you've been doing this a long time.
Yes, sir.
It's easy for kids not to play football.
Yes, sir.
And so the ones that do come out and play football, I got a lot of respect and admiration for. Tell us about these guys who have chosen to represent their school at
To
Galesville.
sum this group up, they roll their sleeves up and they work. They don't complain. The one thing I wish they would be more of, and we've talked about it, and they have been, is be more vocal. We've talked about them being a little bit more vocal, but they have that blue collar mentality that I love.
We're going to show these guys again. I want to get a reaction to some of these guys. Guys, how does it feel? You never want to take this for granted, Coach, to start off the season, come on the road, and win by 24 points and win 30-6. Guys, what's your reaction to the big win tonight? He says you're a quiet bunch.
They are a quiet bunch. Give him something.
What do you think, guys, about that big win tonight over Donahoe?
Good deal, right, Jack?
All right, these guys I'm going to assume, because, guys, don't hold this against me, but I'm from Spring Garden. All right, so I know that folks from Spring Garden and Galesville and places like that, they're not on TV a lot.
That's
and
right.
so these guys, hey, you're on television, not worldwide. Anybody can get us on Facebook and YouTube and all those places like that. So I love recognizing young players that have chosen to play football and
Yes.
represent Galesville High School.
Well, and you have an appreciation for a small school.
Yes,
too,
absolutely.
And that helps. And
Yeah.
so we appreciate you having us on here. Because, guys, if you don't know, this is the GOAT of high school football. I'm telling you, he is.
GOAT, not greatest of all time, GOAT, like a real GOAT. Yeah, absolutely. Coach, thank you so much. I know you got to get back on the bus and get back to Galesville. Got about an hour drive back up the Highway 9 up that way. Congratulations on the big win. best of luck this season.
Yes,
It'll be fun to watch Class 1A Region 8. I think there's going to be some great games. You were in a lot of great games last year,
Yes,
very
sir.
close to making the playoffs last year. Best of luck to you and your guys and the team. Y'all take care as you make your way back to Cherokee County.
Thanks for having us, and thanks for what you do for high school athletics.
Coach, thank you. Brian Knapp, head coach of the Galesville Trojans, and the entire Trojan team with us tonight. They win tonight over the Donahoe Falcons up at Lentzville by a score of 30-6. Let's tell you about Ted's Floors and Beyond, bringing you our Team of the Week. And let me tell you, Ted's has been doing this since we began doing this about 5 years ago. And we'll have the Ted's Team of the Week trophy. We'll also have our Ted's Team of the Week t-shirts presented by Anniston Orthopedics, our score shirts. We're going to make that announcement coming up at the end of the night tonight. Our last segment, we'll find out who's going to be the Week 1 Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. That announcement coming up in a couple of hours. After the game rolls on a Football Friday night on Facebook and YouTube.
We're excited.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop. These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We talked about them. County Commissioners Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson. As we mentioned, they support things like the Chief Ladiga Trail and the Knox Concert Series and OPAC and Silver Lakes Golf Course and all the museums. And, of course, supporting, I think, what's great quality of life is After the Game on Football Friday nights. The the Calhoun County Commission bringing you After the Game here on a Football Friday night. Let's also talk about Anniston Orthopedics as well. They are having their sports injury clinic again on Saturday mornings. That's at 8 a.m. at the Tyler Center in Anniston. And of course, this is not only football, but this is volleyball. Cross country is going on this time of year as well. This is a free clinic every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. for all high school athletes who may be suffering from an injury. The longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama. That's Anniston Orthopedics. Even tomorrow morning, they'll be open at 8 a.m. If you have something, you're a high school athlete and you have something that's ailing you, we'll take care of it. Anniston Orthopedics. All right, we're back here on After the Game. And we bring Chad Barnett in for the first time this year in 2025. Chad, how are you?
I'm better this year. I don't have not going with the bionic on to begin with. You were talking about the orthopedic stuff. It's like, I don't have to worry about that.
We have our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. We'll unveil that this week. But, Chad Barnett, it might be Chad Barnett. Could be. Coach Michael Short is here somewhere. Somewhere in this segment, we think that Coach Mike Short is going to come in here and talk with us a little bit. But we got to get to highlights. We got a ton of highlights. We got 16 teams that we're going to watch highlights of tonight. Last night, we'll go back. We're going to talk about a lot about this game last night. A pretty interesting game last night at Sandrock. Coach Short and I were there for the Sandrock Spring Garden. We just had a Cherokee County team here in Gainesville, 2 more Cherokee County small schools going last night. Monstrous crowd up at the Rock last night. And a lot of question marks about Spring Garden and Sandrock. And I think we got some questions answered last night.
Yeah, I think so too. Spring Garden coming into this season looking for their 7th region title in 8 years. It's pretty strong for Sandrock. For Spring Garden. But if they're going to do it this year, they're going to have to do it with 12 seniors that departed last year, and they were big producers for the Panthers last year. They do travel last night to Sandrock for the Thursday night opener. Let's go to the Oxford Lumber highlights, going up to Coach Jakaway Stadium. And as you mentioned, John, it's a great night for football, but this is where the communities kind of show out in this contest. We see the coin toss, but obviously there was a tragic event yesterday. Both teams coming to midfield and saying a prayer for the 2 young ladies that lost their life in an accident. Sad to see that for sure, but we have to go to the game. And we are going to get to the highlights. And as Clayton said, it was a 2-yard touchdown run. Spring Garden's going to be up 8-0. And then Alex Stone from Alex Ashley, 24-yard touchdown pass. And we are knotted up at 8 with the 2-point conversions for both squads looking good. And then this big run. Brady Ruoff, 43-yard touchdown run for the Panthers, putting them back on top, 16-8. Again, the extra point was good. Back to the ground. Sadler this time a 12-yard touchdown run, barreling over defenders into the end zone. Extra point, no good. So we're at 22-8 at the half. Look at the young ladies there having a good time, cheering it up at the halftime. Britton Lindsay, this time from Ashley, from 56 yards out. Fireworks galore in this one last night in Cherokee County. Score right now 22-14. Sadler this time a 3-yard touchdown run. They're going back and forth. 2-point conversion. So we're at an even score of 28-14. And this is a beautiful play here. Flea flicker pass. Lathan Amos, 34-yard touchdown pass from Riker Woodall. 28-20. We got a barn burner here. And who's going to come out on top? But it's the one that answers is the one that makes the difference. This is our first play after that touchdown. And this is a backward 58-yard touchdown run. Puts them back on top, 36-20. And this is where Spring Garden would pull away. Brewer now from 18 yards out. This time making it 44-20. And Spring Garden is looking like they are off making a statement in week 1 of the 2025 season. Sandrock would get another score on the board. Woodall, a 15-yard touchdown pass to Ashley. 44-28 at this point. But Spring Garden prevails in their opener. 44-28 is the final score. John, I know you and Coach Short both had a talk with the couple of the Spring Garden faithful after the game. Let's go to that.
Spring Garden wins it tonight here at Russell Jakaway Stadium at Sandrock, 44-28. We're standing here, myself and Coach Michael Short. We got Barrett Ragsdale, head coach at Spring Garden. Got the quarterback over there, Brady Ruark, had a great night tonight. And, of course, this guy, Clayton Sadler, as well. Coach, I want to begin with you. Some things you liked tonight, probably some things you didn't like tonight. Tell us the good and bad.
we'll start off with good first then. Good, I like the fact that our guys showed some physicality for 4 quarters, and we had guys cramping and falling out. It was turned into a human night tonight, but we fought through. And we run a lot of power football tonight. We were very simple in what we did tonight, but I saw some guys had a little fight about them. Several guys right here ran the ball, and we had two or three more that toted it. I was able to spread the ball around, but I was really proud of our physicality tonight. Got to clean up. We had too many penalties on some big plays that we got to clean up. But it's week 0, and kind of expect some of that. We had a little bit too much for my liking tonight, but we got to clean some stuff up. But you can always work with physical kids.
All right, I'm going to talk with the workhorse over here tonight. Man alive. I mean, everybody in this stadium is talking about the physicality. Your coach just talked about it, and I think that began with you right off the bat, maybe the first play of the game. Tell us about the mentality this team has about being physical.
I think, everybody came into this game, man. We've been talking about it ever since since we ended the game last week. We've been just wanting to knock somebody's head off. We have a extra hate for Sandrock when it comes to football. Everybody's got that pump, so they want to knock somebody's head off.
Before I turn it over to Coach Short, I'm going to have a question here for your quarterback here, and man alive, some moves. I heard the name Johnny Manziel a couple of times out there, kind of looking like that. Tell us about stepping in here and being quarterback at Spring Garden, and how do you think you did tonight?
It's a hard thing to do when you have 12 seniors graduate and you have to step up and be quarterback. But I think as a team we did pretty good. We just got to clean some stuff up on offense.
All right, Coach, turn it over to you.
Well, guys, I know that you two being offensive players and you had a great night tonight, but I bet your coach would be the first one you would want to go to when you get in the dressing room is your offensive line. You got to give us a little bit of idea about those guys because they controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, starting Zach Scoggin at center. You got Chandler Rogers up there. You got Jake Marlowe, Dawson Elsie, and Brody Lemons. Hayes Guthrie was playing tight end for us. And we stayed in a heavy set a lot of times, but, man, those guys did a great job tonight. We preach firing out of your stance and staying low, man, matching up big on big blocking. I can't wait to turn the film on because you like to see the line move like that and establish line of scrimmage. I feel like, a yard or two deep on the defensive side of the ball. And I feel like when we turn the film on, we did that quite a bit tonight.
Well, that's the thing that the past couple of years when I've got to see 1A and 2A football was y'all established the line of scrimmage early in the game, and that by controlling the line of scrimmage, it gives you a chance to win every game you're in, and people talk about all the graduations you had. But, there's development going on there with those younger kids, and that showed tonight.
Yep. Yeah, and these guys, and I've said this a lot, these guys last year, they were in the shadows, but they were working. They were getting the same type of reps at practice. But, and I preached to them last year, hey, it's going to pay off. Scout team quarterback last year gave some great looks, and you see tonight, I feel like they did a good job. Brady did a good job controlling the offensive line blocking. Clayton's been stable in the backfield for 3 years now. But, yes, I'm very proud, and I got something we can work with here, and we just got to get better as the season progresses each week.
Yeah, and again, the last thing for me is, you give up some big plays over the top, but more than likely up front, they weren't able to just run down your throat football-wise. So, again, you got to be happy with your defensive front as far as how they played the game.
Yeah, I feel like defensively up front, we controlled the line of scrimmage, and, hats off to Sandrock. The Ashley kid can spin the ball. Probably one of the best quarterbacks we're going to see all year. Got a couple good receivers. Gave us some tough matchups, had some good play calls, caught us out of position a few times, but up front in the trenches, I felt like we played pretty strong tonight.
That's right.
Coach, last thing, about 6 hours ago, a little over 6 hours ago, an unthinkable tragedy. You had two young lady sisters, one that just has graduated from Spring Garden, one 6th grade, that passed away in an automobile accident right there on Highway 29 just above the school. You get that news, getting ready to open the football season, and I don't know if I can fully describe to people how close Spring Garden people are and what family is like at Spring Garden. This has been a tough day and night, hasn't it?
It has been a tough day, So we, I told our kids, this is that time where you come together as a community, like any small communities around here, I think would do, and we show love to the family there that's hurting, and we get a chance to show what a community is about. But our thoughts and prayers are with the McCain family tonight, and it was real hard during the football game to focus on a football game when
you know, we suffered such a great loss in the community, and just we got heavy hearts tonight, even after a win on the football field. You know, it puts things in perspective.
Coach, I know everybody in the state. I've heard from everybody around the state, and their thoughts and prayers certainly are going out to Spring Garden. Coach, thank you. Congratulations on the big win, guys. Thank y'all for the time. We'll let you get to some other interviews. Congratulations on the win. Spring Garden wins tonight, 44-28 over Sandrock.
A really tough night last night. I'll tell you something. Coach Short joins us now. Coach Michael Short, and here with Chad Barnett. And, you know, Coach, I felt like that Coach Ragsdale handled that situation about as well as I've ever seen a coach handle a situation like that.
Yeah, you know, I talked to him a little bit afterwards because I've been through that before. Same thing, 2 sisters got killed about 30 minutes after, you know, school was out on a Friday before a ball game. And you got a lot of things you got to deal with. And, yeah, he handled it as well as I've seen anybody handle it, and their kids did. I mean, their kids did a good job. But I also told their kids that it won't be tonight, it won't be tomorrow, but when they get back, of course, they did go back to school today, I'm sure. But Monday, a couple of days after, so they'll really need a lot of help and a lot of prayers. And I'm sure they had people at school today to, you know, to talk to the kids and counselors to talk to them. And yeah, it's a tough situation. But yeah, him and his whole staff did a good job.
Really good, because the mentality of they came out, you and I were standing there, Spring Garden gets the ball first, and they just found this out 4 hours before, 3 hours before, right after school was out. And they took that first drive and went right down the field with a new quarterback, a lot of new players playing in their first football game ever starting, because they lost 12 players off last year's team. That's big in 1A, as we talked with Coach Knapp about. And they came right down and stuck it in the end zone and scored. And I thought their engagement, their focus, I guess is the word we would say, their focus was just incredible, to be honest with you, last night, in light of everything that happened and how you had the recency of it happening literally just an hour or so before they got on the bus to go to Sandrock.
The thing that for Spring Garden is they have a lot of new players. They may be older players, but they're inexperienced guys. But we also know that there was a lot of times last year where Spring Garden would get up and these guys got playing time. So they have got playing time that they can lean on, you know, especially in the 1A competition. They have been out on the field. It's not like they've never seen the field. And they've played well, but they played extremely well. They played extremely hard. And I know he mentioned about cramping, but until the fourth quarter, I didn't see anybody cramping on either side. It was the fourth quarter is when it finally happened. So, you know, a lot of times you see that right before halftime and right after halftime.
We did benefit a little bit tonight, though. It was fall weather out there tonight. It felt like October a little bit. When I got to the Dono game, like it was really nice and cool down in that little valley. It felt great.
It was sweating and people.
But you're not down that little hollow like Chad was up at Dono.
It was like almost dew point. Like I was talking to people around there. I was like, man, this is nice and chilly. I feel good.
I didn't see a cramp tonight.
No.
In our game, I didn't see it. It'll be cooler next week.
And before we leave this and go to break, before we leave the Spring Garden Sandrock deal, I want to talk about Sandrock as well. They got a brand new coach in Tanner Nelson who came from Sylvania, did a great job, won 9 games.
1 year. I mean,
yeah.
1 year you go, you have a big run, and then you move on to Sandrock, which I know, maybe over the past, decade or so, but I mean, Coach Jakeway, they got strong history out there for a long time, a lot of good success, so maybe he can do the same up there.
Well, the most important thing that I saw was that he's embracing that history, and he's bringing it back. I'm not saying maybe the number of wins, but the history of pictures and signs and all the little bitty things you can do to make a program right. He's brought that stuff back, and the program looks really excited about it, and I think they have a great future ahead of them.
I do too, and I want to say also this about Sandrock. Sandrock, they were in a tough position too with what happened at Spring Garden, and they handled that in a first-class way. Kind of changed things around. They had a moment of silence before the prayer, before the national anthem. Both teams prayed. We showed that after the kickoff, after the coin toss. They gathered around before the first snap, and I thought the Sandrock people, and Sandrock and Spring, you heard Clayton Sadler say, talking about he hated Sandrock and all that stuff, and there's a big rivalry. I mean, I've been a part of that, and but it is a big rivalry. But I'll tell you, the way the Sandrock people, from the administration all the way down to the kids, handled that with a lot of class last night. Just what high school football should be, bringing 2 great communities together last night. We saw that last night at Sandrock.
They literally prayed together, tried to kill each other, and then prayed together again, and that's what it is. Well, at the end of the day, after you've tried to literally kill each other, how many personal fouls, and a lot of that had to do with just the emotions were very high, and I understood that. And then they get together and they shake hands and get in a circle and they pray and they go about their business.
And by the way, there will be a vigil in the memory of the McCain sisters that will take place at the softball field at Spring Garden Sunday evening at 6:45. So if folks want to go and be a part of that and show your support to the folks at Spring Garden, that will be Sunday at 6:45 on the softball field there at Spring Garden High School. Before we go to break, it's time for our next Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. The state's longest active losing streak and the all-time losing streak in state history both belong to Class 6A Columbia High School of Huntsville. The Eagles have lost 88 straight games on the field, 91 total, including 3 forfeit losses in the 2021 season. Columbia's last football victory was 10 years ago, October 16, 2015. That night, the Eagles defeated Ardmore 34-16. More of After the Game in just a moment.
We're excited at Team One Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing plus $1,000 bonus cash and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team One Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
Our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser has been very busy tonight, as we first had Brian Knapp, head coach of the Gainesville Trojans, in studio. Coming up in just a few moments, we've got the head coach of the Sachs Wildcats, Coach Shannon Felder, will be in our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser coming up in just a moment. Let me tell you, this is the 20th year anniversary of Noble Bank and Trust. 20 years, hard to believe. They had their 20-year celebration at the Piedmont office. They've got that coming up next Friday. September 26th at the Summit in Birmingham, October 10th at the Anniston office, and November 21st, a special celebration at the Alexandria office. And let me also tell you, this will be the 10-year anniversary of the Noble Bank Foundation's Martha Vandervoort Memorial Golf Classic. That is a 2-day event this year. I'll be out working at that. Well, looking forward to it October 16th and 17th. If you would like to enter a team in that, contact Noble Bank and they will get you set and get your team in that and be a part of that on October 16th and 17th right here in Calhoun County. Time now to go back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. We've got a lot of updated scores, a lot of new finals that are in. Of course, we've got our Emblem Credit Union bottom line taking place with scores throughout the night. Well, right now, let's go to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard and get you updated on all the final scores from tonight. Number 2, Piedmont, very impressive. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Coach Short was there. We'll have all of the highlights and the post-game reaction as number 2 in 3A Piedmont beat number 2 in 4A Cherokee County 24-8 tonight at the Field of Champions. Highlights of this game coming. White Plains tonight. Clint Smith begins the White Plains era with a win. They beat Talladega 23-13 tonight. Highlights of that game on the way. We'll also have highlights of this game. You've already seen the Galesville football team. They were here with us live in studio, and Coach Brian Knapp. Galesville tonight begins the season with a 30-6 win over the Donahoe Falcons. We will have highlights of that game on the way. Highlights of this game coming. Some history tonight. Hope Christian down in Oxford wins their first game ever. They beat Valiant Cross Academy out of Montgomery 28-18 tonight. Also tonight, a tough, heartbreaking loss. This was a great game. I was at this game as well. Oxford led, Central led, Oxford led again most of the second half, but in the end, Central of Carrollton got a little bit of revenge. They had a high-scoring game last year in Carrollton. This time, Central of Carrollton wins the shootout. They beat number 6 in 6A Oxford tonight, 37-34. Big crowd at Lamar Field. We have highlights of that game on the way. Also tonight, the Sacs Wildcats. Talk about a shootout tonight. How about 90 points tonight out at Jack Stewart Field? Shannon Felder making his debut as the Wildcats head coach. Sacs beats Horseshoe Bend tonight. Big win for Sacs. 48-42 the final, and we will have highlights of that game, plus head coach Shannon Felder sitting right over there. He's right here in the studio. He's coming up in just a few moments on After the Game. Also tonight, it was a tough loss for the Ohatchee Indians. This was another kind of a revenge game for New Hope. Ohatchee beat New Hope last year in that 76-71 game on the Creek Bank on a Hail Mary. Tonight, Ohatchee made the trip to Madison County to take on the Indians, and Ohatchee falls to New Hope tonight, 43-32. Also tonight, Oak Grove comes in and they beat Weaver. They beat Weaver bad last year over in Jefferson County. Tonight, they beat Weaver again out at Bill Bryan Stadium. Oak Grove over the Bearcats, 40-3. Very impressive win tonight by the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. They beat the Etowah Blue Devils tonight at Golden Eagles Stadium, 45-7. We will have highlights of that game on the way from Jacksonville. How about the Pleasant Valley Raiders tonight? Number 10 team in 2A. Coach Jonathan Nix beating his alma mater, West End, tonight out at Raider Field, Pleasant Valley. A lot of buzz about the Raiders in the offseason, and why not? They beat West End tonight, 34-0, the final score in that game. Over in the state of Georgia tonight, another team from East Alabama taking on another team from Carroll County, Georgia. Didn't go well for another East Alabama team matching up with Georgia. Mount Zion beating Ranburne tonight over at Mount Zion, 49-0, the final. Randolph County Tigers tonight. It's a big rival game. Two schools 8 miles apart in Randolph County. The Tigers go into Woodland to Sewell Field. They beat their rival, the Bobcats, tonight, 44-21. Central of Clay County. Big winners over Handley. Central, the number 4 team in 5A, beating the Handley Tigers 26-3 tonight down at Volunteer Stadium. Number 1 ranked Wadley, the defending state champions in Class 1A. They knock out B.B. Comer tonight down at Curtis Lynch Memorial Stadium in Wadley. 46-0 was the final score in that game. Sylacauga and Central of Coosa. Sylacauga doubles up Central of Coosa. That's a team that's going to match up with the Sacs Wildcats at the end of the season. Sylacauga beat Central of Coosa tonight 44-22. That was the final from Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Childersburg and Fayetteville, high-scoring game tonight at John Cox Stadium in Childersburg. And for the second year in a row, Fayetteville pulls the upset. They go in and beat Childersburg tonight in that Talladega County matchup 35-28. Vincent and Winterboro playing at Vincent tonight. This was a big revenge game for Winterboro. They were blasted by Vincent last year at home. Winterboro tonight gets the revenge as Skylar Mansfield takes his Bulldogs into Vincent. They beat the Yellow Jackets tonight 18-8. ASD is on the road. They're spending the night tonight in Little Rock, Arkansas. Tomorrow they'll play the Arkansas School for the Deaf Leopards tomorrow. That will be a Saturday game out in the state of Arkansas. Shelby County and the Lincoln Golden Bears tonight in Columbiana. Shelby County wins the game over Lincoln 27-14. Pelham and Pell City tonight. This was a big win for Pell City. Nick Gentry had a lot of good things to say about his football team over the summer. They go into Pelham tonight, and they beat the Panthers in a battle of Panthers tonight, 22-14. Pell City gets the win. Moody last night. Well, let's give you this score first. It's not a score. Summerton Christian in Victory. Victory was going to play Summerton. Summerton did not have enough really to have a team, so they're not having a football team for the next 3 years. As a matter of fact, not only the rest of this year, but they're going to take a 2-year break, and they're going to come back in 2028 and try to play varsity football. So that's a forfeit win for Victory. They did not play the game over Summerton Christian. Now let's talk about the Moody Blue Devils, number 2 team in 5A in Gainesville, Georgia, taking on Josh Niblett and the Red Elephants last night. It was all Red Elephants. They beat the Blue Devils last night 49-7. Springville and Asheville, huge win. Coach Short and I are going to talk about this in a little bit. We saw Asheville in a jamboree last week at Ohatchee, and they looked pretty good. And it was, we'll go back to that score. There it is. Asheville tonight beating Springville at Springville 27-21. Big win for Mark Sanders and the Asheville Bulldogs. This was Mark Sanders' debut game as the head coach at his alma mater. He played at Asheville, his first game coaching at Asheville, and they went on the road against arch rival Springville. I'm just telling you, Asheville and Springville don't like each other. And Asheville wins the game 27-21 tonight down at Springville. Jemison and St. Clair County. This is another team that don't be surprised if they have a big season over in Odenville. We saw them in 7-on-7 this summer. They won the FCA 7-on-7 at McClellan. And tonight they go to Chilton County. They beat the Jemison Panthers tonight 61-21. St. Clair County 61, Jemison 21 tonight down in Shelby County. The score that we gave you and the highlights we just saw, number 6 in 1A Spring Garden beating Sandrock last night 44-28. Valley Head and Cedar Bluff tonight. Big game taking place at LD Bruce Field at Cedar Bluff. And Cedar Bluff beats Valley Head. We had that, I think, totally wrong the first time around, but Cedar Bluff wins over Valley Head. That is a huge win for Coach Garrett Crane and Cedar Bluff, as Cedar Bluff beats Valley Head tonight 35-19. The Gaston Bulldogs, Randy Dupree, the former Etowah Star, now the new head coach at Gaston. They go to Marshall County and they beat the Asbury Rams tonight 34-6. Congratulations to Coach Dupree on that big win for the Gaston Bulldogs. Another young coach making his coaching debut tonight was Bailey Blanchard, the former Piedmont Star and Glencoe's head coach now. Glencoe tonight at home. They went over Southeastern 7-0, the final score at Glencoe tonight. Gunnersville, number 8 team in 5A at Chorley Stadium in Gunnersville. They raced out to a 31-0 lead over Southside, and they beat the Crimson Panthers tonight 31-14 up in Gunnersville. Pierce County, Georgia, and Coosa Christian. Rush Propst, head coach at Coosa Christian, number 3 team in 2A in Alabama, losing to the number 5 team in 2A in Georgia, Pierce County. Of course, Ryan Herring, the former Oxford head coach. They've won 2 of the last 3 2A championships in Georgia. Pierce County beats Coosa Christian tonight 20-7. Let me just tell you, 2A in Georgia is a lot bigger than 2A in Alabama. So a pretty good showing there by Rush Probst and the Coosa Christian Conquerors down in South Georgia tonight. Last night, tough loss for Gadsden City. They beat Muscle Shoals last year. Muscle Shoals returns the favor last night up in the Quad Cities, number 8 in 6A Muscle Shoals, beating Gadsden City 24-6 last night. Geraldine, the Bulldogs, playing at home at Coolidge-Isbell Stadium, number 4 Geraldine in Class 3A, blasting Sardis 41-14. Some statewide scores. This will probably surprise a lot of folks. We have double-checked this score, and it is correct. From the Kickoff Classic down at Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, it was number 4 in 1A Maplesville, runner-up last year in Class 1A, beating number 3 in 3A 5. Not a surprise that Maplesville beat 5, but very surprised that Maplesville beat Fife tonight 35-6 down at the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. T.R. Miller and Reeltown playing tonight at Bruton Municipal Stadium. T.R. Miller beating the number 1 ranked team in 2A, Reeltown, 35-21. They played in the Kickoff Classic last year in Montgomery. T.R. Miller said, hey, come on down to Bruton. We'll play again. T.R. Miller beats Reeltown tonight by a score of 35-21. Mars Hill Bible, the defending state champions in Class 3A, number 1 in the preseason. Tonight in Florence, they beat number 6 in 4A Madison Academy very impressively. 51-27 the final there. Jackson and Saraland. This is a score everybody's been waiting on. Jackson, number 3 team in 6A, beating number 1 in defending state champion Jackson 17-6. Of course, E.J. Kroll, the great running back who's committed to Alabama, number 2 running back in America, suspended for 1 game because he took a gift of some kind and did not play. You have to know that that had a huge effect when you're missing the number 2 running back in America in high school football. Saraland, Jeff Kelly, and the Spartans go in and beat number 1 Jackson tonight at Legion Stadium in Jackson 17-6. St. Michael Catholic and Bayside Academy, top 10 matchup in Baldwin County tonight in Fairhope. Number 3 St. Michael Catholic having their way with number 10 in 3A Bayside Academy as they win tonight over the Admirals. 41-10 the final score in that game. And also, let's tell you that last night we had number 7 Ramsey hosting number 1 and defending 6A state champion A.H. Parker. Parker has reloaded the Thundering Herd last night, beating a very good Ramsey team and a good Ramsey program. Parker is as good as it gets in this state, and Parker last night beat Ramsey by a score of 41-13. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, our entire hard-working team. We've been going at it for a long time, all summer long, collecting information. And we are now to the time for the Johnson's Giant Food Concession Stand of the Week. We're giving concession stands around the region a $100 gift card from Johnson's Giant Food, who now have 5 locations here in East Alabama. Just opened up a new location in Southside, right down from the high school on Highway 77. And just down Highway 77, we visited with the folks last week at Ohatchee. And Ohatchee is our concession stand of the week. Let's take you out there to the Creek Bank.
Okay, we are at Roy C. Owens Field, Reagan Clark Stadium on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. It is our high school football Alabama After the Game first of the year, our first of 2025, Johnson's Giant Food Concession Stand of the Week. Monica Henderson is the vice president, co-vice president of the Ohatchee Athletic Booster Club, and y'all are working very hard out here tonight. Got a lot going on. Tell us about the Booster Club. What do you do with the money that you raise here for the Athletic Booster Club?
Well, right now, since we have a new staff, new coach, everything's going back into the program. So once we get this today, it'll go back to the program for athletics. What we're doing is trying to do it for all the sports of the program, and football, volleyball, everybody. So we're just trying to make it all for one. So it's been great. It's been wonderful.
Awesome. So when folks come out here to the Creek Bank and they come to the concession stand, which we want you to do, what items do you have? What are some of the great things you serve?
Oh, our hamburgers are great. We have hot dogs, but our best one is the barbecue nachos, our barbecue sandwiches in general. We just have some good stuff. Boiled peanuts we added this year, tons of candy. So come on out. We're ready for you guys.
All right, so tell us about what we're going to eat here in just a second. Our 2 guys, the barbecue nachos. Tell us about that.
Barbecue nachos, we have chips, nacho cheese, the barbecue meat by Ron's Barbecue, peppers, and barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Awesome. So they're going to get a $100 gift card courtesy of Johnson's Giant Food. Now, 5 locations to serve you in Calhoun and Etowah County, including just right up the road here on Highway 77 in Southside, their newest location.
I can't wait. That one's going to be really close to us. Can't wait. It's going to be great.
All right, Monica Henderson with Ohatchee Athletic Booster Club. We're about to try some barbecue nachos in just a second. Okay, on the Creek Bank, we heard the description of the barbecue nachos. Coach Short, Don Wilson here with us. Guys, looks like, describe to us what we're seeing here. What we got, Don?
We're taking up where we left off last year, John. These look like some classic nachos right here.
Coach, what looks good about it right there?
The whole plate. I'm hungry.
All right, guys, dig in. Let's get after it. So we got the chips. We got jalapeno peppers, we got the barbecue, we got the barbecue sauce, we got the cheese, got all that mixed in there. They put it in a nice little tray for you right here. If you don't want to do it like Coach just did and like Don's doing, they'll give you a fork here. So if you want to be, I guess you want to show good manners, you'll have the fork there. What do you think, guys? How's it going?
I'm speechless.
I was going to say speechless, John.
All right.
Phenomenal.
It is the speechless, phenomenal barbecue nachos on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee with the Ohatchee Athletic Booster Club. When you come to games at the Creek Bank this season, come by and check them out. They're in the end zone just as you come into the stadium.
And all the folks out there with the Athletic Booster Club at Ohatchee, you see them. They're serving out sweet tea. They got all kind of things, hamburgers, hot dogs. You see the nachos there as well. They're right there in the end zone on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee at Reagan Clark Stadium in Roy C. Owens Field. They're going to give us a big roll right here and go out and visit them if you're at games at Ohatchee on the football Friday night. $100 gift card coming their way. We'll have another concession stand of the week coming your way next Friday night here on After the Game. It's time for another Extra Point presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. We're going to bring you several of these every Friday night, just little tidbits about high school football across the region, extra points, if you will, just like we did with Columbia and the state's longest losing streak. Well, how about Oxford's Hope Christian Academy, fielding a football team for the first time in 2025. The Saints are playing 11-man football in the Alabama Independent School Association. That's known as the AISA. Hope will compete in AISA, I'm going to say it right, Class 2A Region 1. They will not only be the newest team in Calhoun County, but they'll be the first team from East Alabama to compete in the AISA. Hope Christian will play home games at Big Jack Stovall Park off Airport Road in Oxford. We were there tonight. We're going to see highlights of Hope winning tonight in their first game. That's coming up on After the Game. Next, though, we're going to talk Sachs High School football. Head coach of the Wildcats, Shannon Felder's on board next on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jax State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We're excited at Team One Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing, plus $1,000 bonus cash, and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team One Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
We're back on high school football. Alabama's after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. No better friends to high school football in East Alabama than Young Oil Grub Marts, and they've got all kind of things going on across the region. They now have 2 more stores in Summerton, over in Walker County. They're in Asheville. They're also in Center, Piedmont, Southside, Alexandria, Oxford, Auburn, Opelika, all up and down the eastern side of the state. They've got deli items in certain stores. They've got all kinds of the 99-cent bag of ice still available. They've got buy 2, get 1 free specials throughout the store. Lots of things going on. You're getting ready to tailgate, go to games on Friday night, college games on Saturday, especially if you're going to Auburn. They've got locations throughout the Auburn, Opelika area. Young Oil Grub Mart, bringing you our muscle team. Let's talk about our magazine. High School Football Alabama, the magazine. It is free. It's a digital download. It is 88 pages. You can download this. Go to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. You'll see a link at the top. Click on that link. You can download it. Sit there at your desk, your laptop, whatever it is, even on your phone. 88 pages. We have previews of 40 teams. We have a great cover story about White Plains and Clint Smith and staff. We've got cheerleading stories. We've got top 10 and Super 7 picks. We've got schedules. We've got region alignments. We've got all kind of things in that magazine. It's totally free. Just came out on Monday of this week. High School Football Alabama, the magazine. As promised now, back on High School Football Alabama's after the game. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett with us on this football Friday night. And we're going to welcome back a guy who's not a stranger at all to us. He's not a stranger to football fans in Calhoun County, but he is the new head football coach of the Sachs Wildcats, Coach Shannon Felder, with us tonight. Coach Felder, welcome and glad to have you with us on, I think this will be the first time you've been on after the game, so glad to have you with us. And you won tonight over what has been the last couple of years a very good Horseshoe Bend team. You put 48 on them tonight, 48-42, big win for the Wildcats tonight.
It was indeed. The game was basically kind of an offensive shootout.
Yes.
Defensively, it took us a while to get going, but that number 2 running back he's tough to deal with. We had to talk with him all night long.
48-42, 90 points scored in this game. Coach, numbers have, I know, been an issue since you took over in the spring. What are your current numbers looking like? And I say that not as a negative, I say that as a positive because, you low numbers, but you're scoring high points, scored 48 points today.
Well, the number's about the same.
Okay.
We're still trying to get some JV guys to come along to be able to help us somewhere down the road. But right now, the numbers are about the same. But we knew that conditioning would be a big factor. I thought we were a lot better conditioned than we were in the spring. So guys were able to play a little bit longer. We're serving a little bit more, getting a little bit more experience from guys that didn't have as much when we played in the spring. But tonight, I felt like offensively, we're a little bit ahead of where we need to be defensively. We're not where we want to be. But offensively, I felt we were probably clicking a little bit better. Defensively, we've had to do a lot of shuffling around, which created a little bit of problem for Coach Mack, trying to put some people in the right spot. And there are several times tonight Coach Mack had to make some subs because somebody was cramping or somebody was a little sick, because we had a couple of them have some stomach issues. But all in all, I felt like the defense stepped up at the end of the game when we needed to make some plays.
Well, Coach, you got there and you was able to have a spring training. I saw you in the spring training football game. That probably was important for you by coming in, late as you did, and being able to at least have a spring. Where do you think you are at now? Because you've had a summer with them, and you can practice a whole lot more in the summer than what you used to could.
Right.
So where do you think you're at? I know you scored a lot of points tonight, but where do you think you're at as far as installation? I would say you probably got half in of what you want.
Well, I think offensively, again,
Hey, get him on!
That's been a big
Come this way, go on!
We played in a lot of 7-on-7 that also allowed us to move some players around. That didn't have any spring. We didn't have any spring. They played some 7-on-7. They got some experience, and actually, I think we started probably 6 or 7 8th and 9th graders tonight on defense.
You know, 10 or 15 years ago, you would have looked and said, well, defensively we need to be ahead when the season starts. But because of what people do, and because of how sophisticated offenses have become, it's a lot harder to play defense than what it used to be.
But well, the thing about it is, you know, Coach Mack has been with me since Donahoe, and he runs the defensive scheme, the things that he runs matches up to what the offenses are doing. So you've got to be able to adjust to formations, shifts, and all of that. And Coach Mack does a great job of teaching the guys.
The biggest issue is sometimes when you have the low numbers, you're trying to teach a guy to play this spot and how he's going to make some adjustments. Then you move him to another spot, and he has to figure out how to make the adjustments. So that's the biggest thing. Offensively, you know, we've got 2 people that play outside. We got slot receivers, and we're not moving them around as much. Yeah. So they're able to catch on a little bit more. But I think we're starting to get what we need to do and get the people in the right spots defensively. And I feel like each week we'll get a little bit better.
Coach, you know this as good as anybody, your administration. Not only are you the new head coach at Sachs, but you have a new principal. As a new high school principal. He was a middle school principal in Cleveland County, and now he's a new principal, C.J. Boyd. Got to be great to have him as a administrator backing you up.
Well, he's a football guy.
You're exactly right. An Alexandria football guy.
And that makes it big. But Mr. Boyd and Mr. McDonald, they are very, very active in helping get stuff done. I know that they worked several hours with us on the weekend trying to get the stadium ready. Several hours all week long trying to get everything looking good. But Mr. Boyd and the administration have been super supportive. Everything that we've asked for and need, you know, they provided for us. They've supported everything. They're at everything. Every event that's going on there, they're cheering the guys on and asking what they can do to help us.
Coach Felder, let's talk about coming back to Calhoun County. You're certainly no stranger to here. Many years at Donahoe, you're Talladega. You've spent a lot of years in this part of the state. I think we're going to show the graphic here in just a moment of 3A Region 6. So you jumped into a 9-team region in Class 3A, probably year in and year out, top to bottom. It's the toughest 3A region in the state. Last year, it came down to a 5-team tie for 3rd place the last week of the season going into Halloween weekend. Kind of your assessment of jumping into this Class 3A Region 6 and all the great programs that are in this region. Sachs being one of those programs over the last decade.
Well, the thing about it is the teams in this region, you know, on any given Friday night, you can see, anybody has a chance to win. You know, I think all of the teams, you know, having to play physical week in and week out makes them playoff ready. You know, I think whatever the teams, the 4 teams that makes it to the playoffs, I feel pretty good about them making it through that first round just because they're so used to tough competition. For me to jump in the region, I'm excited about it because it gives us an opportunity to compete at a high level. We know we got to bring our A game week in and week out. It's like next week.
Well, next week, speaking of in this 9-team region, most every other region, they have another week of non-region play that doesn't count. But not the folks in 3A Region 6. Nope. Not only do you jump into region play, but you jump in with a pretty good one.
We got Piedmont. Coming out the gate. You know, I had the opportunity to go and watch them play in Ohatchee. They played against Alexandria, they played against Jacksonville, and they played extremely well. They're going to be a tough challenge, no doubt about it.
Coach, before I let you get out of here, it's been a long day and a long night for all of us. Before we let you get out of here, just kind of your assessment of the next steps in building this Sachs program, because my experience with you has been you did a phenomenal job building a program at Donahoe,
And I know you've got a plan for what you want to do at Sachs. Give the Sachs faithful out there a little bit of an insight into what they can expect coming next in that building of the program.
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, I think Coach Franny did a great job with the kids. I think he won 1 game his first year, 2 games the next year. I think he had the kids moving in the right direction. I brought my staff in with me that I've had with me at Donahoe and at Talladega. We all understand what we want to do and how we want to get things done. But there's a lot of young talent. I think the future of the program is bright because of the young talent. There's good numbers at with those young kids. So I feel really good about the future for the program. I'm excited about this year. I think we're going to get a little bit better each week. We're going to definitely get a big test next week. But we're going to keep taking steps each week, getting a little bit better. Tonight, I felt like we didn't have the killer instinct. We should have been able to put this game away early. We made some mistakes. I think we got a little too excited in the game and didn't stay focused. But all in all, we did what we needed to do to get the win. But there's we got a lot of work to do.
Shannon Felder, he's the head coach of the Sachs Wildcats back in Calhoun County. Winners tonight over Horseshoe Bend out of New Site by a score of 48-42 out at Jack Stewart Field. We'll have complete highlights of that game coming up. We saw a little preview of that. We'll have the complete highlights coming up a little bit later on. Let's tell you about USA Softball of Alabama. They bring you the scoreboard here on after the game, and their season kicks off. Their fall season kicks off next Saturday, August 30th. You can go to usasoftballofalabama.com. Contact Tracy Morgan if you're an adult team or a youth team. You want to play USA Softball, do that. They also have their Fall College Exposure Circuit. That begins September 19th with a free camp in Birmingham against usasoftballofalabama.com. After the game rolls on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Farmers and Merchants Bank back with us again on High School Football Alabama after the game. Not only bringing you the Player of the Week, but also the Spirit Scholarship is back, giving away $3,000 in free money. 110 years in business here in East Alabama with 5 locations: Piedmont, Anniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and in Center. Speaking of scholarships, they have given away just in the last 7 years $33,000 in scholarships to local high school students just in the last 7 years. Farmers and Merchants Bank bringing you the Spirit Scholarship and also the Player of the Week. And we'll be talking about that a little bit later on in the show as well. We're back here. We've had our post-game presser tonight from Noble Bank and Trust, and now we've got some more highlights coming up as we are going to take you out to White Plains tonight. Big night out at White Plains and Talladega. Chad, this is a big night because this was the debut of Clint Smith. If you look in our magazine, he did it at Trinity Christian in Oxford, built that program into something great, built Saxon into something great, built Jacksonville into something great. So the question is, can he do it again? The only coach in Calhoun County history that has coached at 4 different high schools, been the head coach at 4 different schools, and been a success so far at 3 of them. Can he do it again? Tonight was the debut out at Robertson Field.
You think about Sax and Jacksonville, too. Both of those were on a drought before he got there. And then 13 years at Jacksonville, 13 playoff wins at that high school. Now coming to make his debut at White Plains. All eyes are on him to see if he can breathe some life into this program. A lot of excitement tonight at Robertson Field as we go to the highlights tonight down in Anniston. And we are going to White Plains and going to check out the debut for head coach Clint Smith here in a moment. But it's fantastic highlights, I promise you, when we get there. It is good stuff.
Comeback Player of the Week. We can go ahead, guys, if you want to go ahead and do that. We'll talk about that with got a little preview of that if you want to pop that back up. That is our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. This is a new feature that we have this year. We're going to talk about a player that, for whatever reason, maybe injury or whatever, that has been through some adversity and has battled back from that adversity to be great. And Raleigh Pinto fits that. Earlier in the week, head coach at Piedmont, Jonathan Miller, telling me about Raleigh Pinto. If you go back to 2023, week number 4, totally blew out his ACL. That's a tough injury. It takes a long, hard rehab to come back from that. That was in game 4. He missed the rest of that 2023 football season. He missed the 23-24 basketball season. He's a great basketball player as well. But Coach Miller was telling me that he rehabbed and it made him bigger. It made him more explosive. And Coach Miller says really that ACL injury was a blessing in disguise for Raleigh Pinto because he's now a better athlete overall. And boy, has he come back. Last year setting state records, an all-state player in Class 3A. This year, he's already a 3-star and is committed to play football for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. Guys, Raleigh Pinto certainly deserving of our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week.
Made some plays tonight, too, didn't
Oh,
he?
yeah.
Yeah, because you were at that one, weren't you?
You'll see.
Yeah.
There'll be some highlights.
Yeah.
It's a highlight reel.
Yeah, well, and we saw last year a lot of big plays from Raleigh Pinto. It was one of those names that we kept calling over and over and over, getting the highlights. Not a shock to see him on this list and then also showing out tonight against Cherokee County.
The weight he gained allows him to be like a running back, too. They run him from the backfield some, and he does a good job blocking. That's what JSU wants to see him out there blocking on the perimeter.
All right, now we're going to go to Robertson Field, I believe, Chad, for the White Plains and Talladega.
There we go. Coach Smith making his debut after 13 years at Jacksonville. Again, make mention of 13 years, 13 playoff wins or playoff appearances, and he's trying to breathe some life into this program. And we're going to start out on the offensive side for White Plains. But I tell you, Talladega's defense came to play tonight. Caleb Green with a big stop there, but White Plains defense making plays as well. Dylan Barksdale with a big stop on the edge. Now White Plains got the ball back. Braxton Borelli with a nice first down run here, getting him down near red zone territory. That drive would stall, but no problem here. Because let me tell you guys, White Plains got a kicking game. They got a kicking game. Bruce Downey 40 yards out with room to spare, puts them up 3-0. Ensuing kickoff, this is going to be a fumble for Talladega on trying to pick up the kickoff return. White Plains would pick it up. Great field position, as you can see Coach Smith excited for what he sees. But again, Talladega's defense would stall, but Downey booming this one. 40 yards, had 10 plus to spare. 6-0 White Plains at this point. Talking about this team looking different than years before. It's not just coach. I've been here before. I've not seen a team look like this from White Plains before. Massive play by Antonio Woods to make the stop. But then this play, absolutely beautiful. Bryson Sheetwood finds his way into the end zone for White Plains. They do break through. They're up 13-0 as the sun has set on Robertson Field. The sun would not set on Talladega's scoring before I left because this is the ensuing kickoff, and this is going to be a house call. Did not have a number 7 on the Talladega roster, so I'm assuming whoever he is, he's pretty fast. He's in the end zone, 13-7 as Talladega would get on the board before I left. But as I mentioned, White Plains does get the win tonight, 23-13. Both teams looking pretty good. Don't sleep on Talladega. Good defensive players out there.
I'm not going to profess to be an expert on the history of White Plains uniforms, but I don't recall a black White Plains uniform before.
Well, they pulled
Have
out
they done that before?
No, I don't think so, or at least not that I've seen. I mean, way back in the days of Coach Altman, it was all blue and white. They had the grays, the deep grays a couple years ago, maybe with Coach Tyree. The black looks sharp.
It did look sharp. That's the first thing I noticed.
It looks sharp, yep. It looks sharp. I will say this, and I talked to Chad Martin on the sideline too, because my son went out to White Plains. So, I've been to a lot of White Plains games. Yeah. This team looks different. They have definitely been. It's not just Coach speak about the players getting bigger and stronger over the last couple of years, not just over the last few months. This program has been in the weight room. They look different. This team, maybe not the same White Plains.
Yeah, White Plains has got an open date next week, and then they've got a matchup with Alexandria coming up out at Death Valley. They're in that tough Class 4A Region 6. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be an interesting next 2 or 3 years. White Plains football, I really do.
The thing is, the most impressive thing to me is the administration in Calhoun County allowed him to hire the people he needed to hire. The numbers of coaches that he hired.
That could be the number one thing, right?
And that is completely the number one thing about the turnaround is having all those guys that he was able to hire. Almost like 8 guys. Yeah. That's unheard of. And I got to come back. You're the comeback shooter of the year.
We did talk about this earlier.
Okay, I missed it. I didn't know that. So, yeah, you did. That was comeback shooter of the year. Great job of shooting.
I will say that. Yeah. I will say the last couple of days when we're training, like when I reach for underhooks or whatever, I'm cautious because I'm like, I'm not pulling this thing out of socket again.
Yeah, don't get hurt.
Right before. So I went easy the last couple of days specifically. I can't promise you over the next couple of weeks, but we're good so far.
Raleigh Pinto and Chad Barnett, comeback players. We'll have another one coming up next week as well. We'll take a break. We got tons of highlights coming. We still got our Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden region rundown. A lot of that. We're going to kind of show you the regions and the early on standings in some of those regions there. We've got some awards to give out, including our Team of the Week. We're coming to you live tonight from our Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. After the game, rolling on a football Friday night. Stick with us. We've got our Red Threads Stay Put preview box. That's during the breaks.
We're excited at Team 1 Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing plus a $1,000 bonus cash and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
WM Grocery joining our family here at High School Football Alabama after the game. They have locations in Piedmont, they're in Wedowee, they're in Roanoke, they are in Heflin as well. And let me tell you, they're providing our coaches here, our hospitality room, all of our staff. They are feeding them, and they are feeding them very well. Coach Short, WM Grocery, you're familiar with them over in Heflin. It's, again, Piedmont, Wedowee, Roanoke. Tonight, the menu we're about to show you. Folks, if you're ready for some catering, right here. We had salad. We had Tuscan chicken tonight.
All right, so you're on the...
We had garlic bread. We had a cookie tray. We're not even showing you the charcuterie. Did I say that right, Chad?
It's fancy.
Yeah, okay.
It's fancy, John. I love it. I love it.
Charcuterie board with all kinds of things. I had some of the cheeses and grapes there. Let me just tell you, folks, if you are looking for catering, Miss Kay Harris.
Yes.
Chad.
I didn't know they had one in Piedmont and where else? Wedowee. I know about the one in Wedowee. Been there many times. Anytime we go to the lake, that's our prime
This
spot.
food today came out of the Heflin deli over there.
Y'all keep talking.
And we're going to keep talking. He's about to dig into a tomato there. He's already making a mess. He got the lettuce on the floor.
Never mind.
But anyway, we have a different menu every week. The thing about WM, Chad, is the variety of food that they have. The menu we have this next week, we'll give our folks a preview. They have barbecue sandwiches here and potato salad.
They got a great selection.
All those kind of things. They can do anything you want. I've been to a lot of events that they have catered, and the catering is phenomenal because Miss Kay takes care of it.
Well, I had some of that earlier, so I can attest to you. What he's eating right now is good. The bread's good. I hadn't had the salad or the cookie. The cookie looks pretty sharp too.
I'll tell you, I had the Tuscan chicken, and the Tuscan chicken was pretty amazing there. WM Grocery, 4 locations all up and down the state line here in the state of Alabama. In locations in Calhoun County, Cleveland County, and Randolph County. 4 locations to serve you. All right, we had another. This seems to be the theme tonight.
First-year head
coaches making their debut. And we tried to get out to see all of those tonight. And one of those places was Golden Eagle Stadium in Jacksonville. Jeremy Sullivan kind of coming back home. His wife's from Calhoun County. He played at Jacksonville State, All-American lineman, coached at Jacksonville State, now coming back to coach Jacksonville High School, playing Etowah tonight over at Golden Eagle Stadium. What an impressive debut. That's the thing about these new coaches.
Yes.
They all won tonight.
They all won tonight, and I tell you, that's the thing. He's taken over a team that was losing a lot of kids. They lost a lot last year, so taking over this job is pretty tough. But he does come to the Jacksonville High School sidelines for the first time. Fresh off an 8-year stint at Boaz, where he led the Pirates to 7 playoff appearances. He looks to continue that ground or on the ground running here.
On this side.
So here we go to the highlights. And as you mentioned, John, the Etowah Blue Devils, great helmet game here. I love Etowah coming down, always a good squadron as they come down to take on the Golden Eagles. And Jacksonville's going to start off pretty quickly. Going to go to Marquavius McNeil. He's going to pick up a 12-yard first down, and then more on the ground for Jacksonville. This is going to be Jaden Jones from 28 yards out. This is going to be into the end zone. It's going to be 7-0 Golden Eagles fairly quickly. Got some trouble here from Etowah as their drive would stall in their own territory, and then they have a punt, and this is just it's a tough play to take on here. They're going to lose a few yards. They're going to start Jacksonville with the ball inside the 20-yard line, and they're going to make quick work of this. A great field position. Harmon with a 10-yard touchdown pass. Jacksonville now up 14-0, and more Jacksonville. This time a spectacular 65-yard run with McNeil hitting to the end zone. Another touchdown. They're up 3 scores now. Etowah would have a hard time getting any momentum going tonight. It's a big run here for the quarterback, but it's not going to be enough as Jacksonville does hang on and get the first win of the career for Jeremy Sullivan at Jacksonville. Kicking off 45-7. Pretty impressive tonight.
Coach we're going to try to bring Coach in here. Jackson will beat Etowah 45-7. He's still got his plate of WM food over there. By the way, guys, I'm going to show my age here, but the last time that Etowah visited Jacksonville, Jacksonville was still playing at JSU Stadium, which was known as Paul Snow Memorial Stadium at that time. And that was a first-round playoff game between an undefeated
96?
Jacksonville team.
95.
99.
Rusty Burrows was the head coach.
They had a running back at Etowah. His name was
Carnell?
Cadillac Williams.
Carnell something.
They went on and won the state championship that year, did Etowah. And so that was the last time that Etowah came to Jacksonville High School back in 1999, their state championship team 26 years ago. He's really working on that Tuscan chicken over there.
But you want to just ask me a question I can try and fill in? I can try and give you some coach speak here? Because I don't know if we're going to... You good?
Give us some coach. Let's talk about both programs because Scott Peavy lost a lot.
Yes.
I think he told me at the Etowah County Media Day over at Etowah that the Blue Devils only had one starter returning, I think, on offense. And it was tough tonight offensively. They just couldn't really get any offense going. And Jacksonville, with a lot of weapons. We saw Jacksonville in the Jamboree last week, and they looked a lot better than I thought. And now we're getting ready next week for a game. Coach, you might be at Golden Eagle Stadium next week, Jacksonville and Alexandria.
That'll be a good one.
That'll be a good one.
That'll be a real good one.
Alexandria's your favorite, right? That's good.
The thing that I've noticed about Coach Sullivan is when his staff, again, they allowed him to be able to hire the people he needed. Well, they had to because most of them were gone.
Well, I was going to say, because there was a lot of departures.
Well, a lot of them left. Jacksonville was fortunate to get some move-ins. Some people moved in, made a difference makers. He was able to hire, each of those staffs have people that are former head coaches or college coaches on their staffs, and that has a lot to do, like White Plains, the same way. And he's got some former head coaches. Coach Fringy was at Sachs the past 2 years. He's his co-offensive coordinator.
Ben Stewart.
I was fixing to say, you've got a staff that's been through the wars in upper classes, and Coach Peavy is a phenomenal football coach, has a good staff. It's just hard keeping people there. He's got players scattered all over the place that have left the Etowah program, and he's battling that right now, trying to keep kids there.
Absolutely. So that'll be a big game next week. I still contend that I think right now, sitting here in 2025, that the biggest football rivalry in Calhoun County is Alexandria and Jacksonville. Some people would say maybe it's Alexandria and Anniston, be close, but I still think Alexandria and Jacksonville may still be a little bit more heated as far as the rivalries go. So obviously,
I think the only difference there is just more of the newness of the rivalry, because before Clint got there, it wasn't really all that, much. But Alexandria and Anniston, those are blue bloods of Calhoun County football. So that goes a little deeper.
The Anniston, Jacksonville, when you go to the game, the players will be competitive, and that's a rivalry. But when you go to Alexandria and Jacksonville, not only is it the players on the field, it's those stands are rivalry too.
But really impressive tonight. Because I wasn't really sure what to expect from either squad with so many departures. So Jackson very impressive tonight for sure.
45-7 winners over the Etowah Blue Devils. We are coming to you tonight from Parker Memorial Baptist Church, Quintard Avenue in Anniston. It is the Sound Solutions Media Center on this football Friday night. And, of course, Emblem Credit Union bringing you the scores throughout the night with our bottom line. Let's tell you about Emblem Credit Union. Great supporters of high school athletics. If you live, work, or go to school in Calhoun, Cherokee, DeKalb, Etowah, or Marshall County, you're eligible to join Emblem Credit Union. Visit emblemcu.com to get started. More of After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission in just a moment.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed Vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jax State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
We're excited at Team One Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing plus $1,000 bonus cash and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back to school savings. Team One Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Coming up on After the Game in just a few moments, we are going to take you out to Piedmont Field of Champions, Piedmont, Cherokee County, our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Judd Edwards Agency is here in our community, for our community, delivering great service and real hometown relationships, protecting your family and supporting your school since 2020. Wherever you are in East Alabama, contact Judd Edwards in Heflin at 256-463-2260 or go to the website insurewhatcounts.com. Back here in the Sound Solutions Media Center on this Football Friday night, John Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, and our entire hardworking team with you on this Football Friday night. We got to get to the Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden Region rundown, and we've got a lot to get to. Coach Short joins me back here. And, Coach, we're going to roll through a bunch of regions here, starting in 1A, going through 1A, 2A, and 3A. No region games played at all tonight. So the records we're going to show you are going to be basically just these non-region games. We just want to give you a flavor, a reminder of who's in what regions, kind of give you a preview of what's happening. So let's begin in Class 1A tonight. as we take a look at our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown, Class 1A, Region 6. There it is. And Victory Christian got a forfeit win tonight. I don't think we had any records there. I thought we had those done, but anyway, we don't. But nonetheless, Fayetteville wins tonight, Wadley wins tonight, Winterboro wins tonight, Donahoe lost, and Woodland lost. And then Victory Christian gets a forfeit win, so that should read Fayetteville 1-0, Victory Christian 1-0, Wadley 1-0, Winterboro 1-0, Donahoe 0-1, Woodland 0-1. As far as overall records. Coach, your thoughts on this one?
Big win tonight for Winterboro. I mean, you had talked earlier, if they can get Vinson, no telling where they may go from now.
Probably the most underrated team in the state is Winterboro, and the team that is most highly regarded in the state is Wadley. And then I think you've got it's wide open after that, after those top two in 1A Region 6.
Don't slip up on Woodland at the bottom.
Absolutely. They're going to be a much improved team. Now let's go to Class 1A Region 7. There we are. Appalachian won tonight. Galesville, impressive win. Coach Knapp with us tonight. Eider won. Spring Garden won last night. Ragland had an open date. Valley Head lost tonight to Cedar Bluff. Woodville lost big last night. That surprised me a little bit. But that is, we talked with Coach Knapp earlier from Galesville. That's a wide open region here, Coach. Last year it was Spring Garden and everybody else. They blew everybody in that region out just about. But this year, I don't think that's the case. I think it's a very competitive region, 1A through 7A.
When I talked to him at the media days, he mentioned the same thing, that everybody may have a chance. But Spring Garden's better than what everybody thinks they're going to be.
They really are. Don't sleep on Spring Garden. I know that's hard to say, but everybody thought because of the great talent they lost last year that this would be kind of a rebuilding year. After watching them last night at Sandrock, I'm not sure that this is not a reloading year out at Spring Garden. Let's go to Class 2A now, and we'll start our 2A Region 4. We don't have that, 2A Region 6. Cleveland, Cold Springs, Falkville won. Coosa Christian, Susan Moore, Southeastern, and West End lost tonight. Coosa Christian not eligible for the playoffs last year. They got that suspension lifted, and now they have Rush Probst as their interim coach. They lost to a very good Pierce County team tonight, only 20-7 down in Georgia. I think that's almost a win, Coach. I'm going to say it, no disrespect to any of those other schools. It is Coosa Christian and everybody else in this 2A Region 6.
Yes, and for the score, 20-7, wasn't that right?
Yes, 20-7.
I talked to their head coach on the way home, and they were, or on the way here, and two of Pierce's touchdowns were fumbled. They picked up fumbles and run them in for touchdowns.
And by the head coach, you mean Coach Probst?
Yeah, I talked to him on the way in here. But that means they picked up 14 points off of turnovers.
And Coach, you can speak to this better than anybody. That's a much, 2A in Georgia is not 2A in Alabama size-wise.
No, 2A in Georgia is our small 5A.
And so you see what Coosa just did there. Next week, their home opener, Pell City, coming to Coosa to play. Mm-hmm. Last year, remember, they went to Pell City and won 17-7.
That's right.
So, again, Coosa taking on a 6A playoff team that they beat last year. It's going to be an interesting game over at Philip Ellen Field next week.
It will, and they've got to stay, I don't know about injuries, but they've got to stay healthy enough because they'll open up their region play with Southeastern.
Pretty good team. Lost to Glencoe tonight, only 7-0 out at Glencoe. Let's now move forward as we look at our next region rundown presented by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, Class 3A Region 4. And again, the two new teams who came into the AHSAA last year, Glenwood down in Smith Station and Lee Scott Academy down in Auburn. Buell won tonight, Lee Scott won, Randolph County won, Childersburg, B.B. Comer, Dadeville, and Glenwood lost to Valley tonight. Last year, Glenwood beat Valley, but keep in mind, Valley's a 5A school, going to be much improved. Coach, I kind of see that region as wide open. Randolph County, a massive offensive line. We saw them at the Tri-County Media Day, some big guys. But Lee Scott and Glenwood, I think, are going to be, again, very good in that Class 3A Region 4.
Well, Lee Scott has got a phenomenal coaching staff. A lot of guys that were retired and are head coaches, but Pat Prestridge at Randolph County is just slowly talking about how bad they are and how slow they are. But their offensive line, you're right, is massive, and they got a great running back behind them. It's already got some P5 offers. So yeah, they've got a kid back there. When you've got a kid that's got offered as a running back, they're going to make some noise. So I'm looking at Randolph County to be, again, a playoff contender.
Absolutely. That's a wide open region in my mind. And now let's go continue to look at Class 3A. Here it is, folks. Class 3A Region 6. Glencoe, Pennington won tonight. Piedmont won. Sachs won. Locust Fork, Ohatchee, and Weaver lost. Walter Wellborn, everybody thought that game with Munford last night was a counter game. That was a jamboree. So Wellborn opens up next week with J.B. Pennington out on the hill. And then you got Sachs and Piedmont next week. We're getting into region play next week, Coach, in this region. In my mind, I think I've thought, well, we're missing Westbrook.
I was going to count. Wait a minute. Where is Westbrook?
Okay,
Westbrook's in there.
I don't know what happened to Westbrook, but I'm going to hear about that. Piedmont and Westbrook, in just about 3 weeks, they play each other through the champions. I think, Coach, in my mind, and we'll see, but I think Piedmont and Westbrook might wind up being the region title game when all is said and done. And then after that, last year we had a 5-team tie for third in the last week. We might see something like that happen again in this region.
Well, I want to say this first. James Blanchard is smiling down from heaven tonight that his son gets his first win at Glencoe. When I saw the score and heard about it, I just had to stop and smile and had a little tear run down the corner of my eye.
And, Coach, think about this. Coach Blanchard, the elder Coach Blanchard,
yes,
was a defensive guy. Mm-hmm. And his son's first game as a head coach, a shutout.
It's a picture-perfect day and night.
It's unbelievable. There's going to be a lot of great football games in that region. Mm-hmm. And I think, if anything, as competitive as that region was, especially the 7 teams that maybe are behind Piedmont and Westbrook, I think it may be more competitive than it was last year.
Yes, it may be a 5 or 6 fighting out for third and fourth. And to be third and fourth in that region, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, we're fourth. That don't matter, because they might be getting to the point where when they get in the playoffs, all 4 teams could advance to the second round.
It was a fun region last year. A lot of close games, a lot of upsets, a lot of dips and turns and upheaval, and I think we're going to see that throughout the season. And that kicks off next week with region play in that one region. Everybody else will be non-region, but they'll only be in region play because of 9 teams in Class 3A Region 6. All right, we told you about the longest losing streak in the state, and our Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, Extra Point. How about the longest winning streak in the state of Alabama? That's what we're going to talk about next with our state representative, Randy Wood, out of District 36, Extra Point. Beginning the 2025 season, the state's longest active winning streak is owned by Catholic of Montgomery. The defending Class 5A state champions and the 2023 Class 4A state champions have won 29 consecutive contests. The Knights' last loss, a 29-26 home loss to Andalusia in the semifinals of the Class 4A playoffs. That was back on November 25th of 2022. More of After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, in a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We're about to show you some Oxford Lumber Ace Hardware highlights. Let's tell you about Oxford Lumber Company. They have all the trusted names: Benjamin Moore Paint, Yellowwood Treated Lumber, Steel and Milwaukee Power Tools, Traeger Grills, all backed by a low price guarantee. And you know, when you buy local from Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, you're investing in your community, supporting real jobs, real service, real Southern pride. Oxford Lumber Company and Ace Hardware, built for the South, ready for anything, including ready for some Oxford Central of Carroll highlights coming up from Lamar Field tonight. My crew was there, guys, and it was a packed house, a monstrous crowd coming from Carrollton following the Central Lions, and a standing room only crowd for the Oxford Yellow Jackets tonight at Lamar Field as well. It was big time high school football atmosphere tonight at Oxford.
It's good stuff. You never know really who you're going to face or see on a field on a Friday night on a 6A level as Central Carrollton comes into play tonight. Not just the team is great, but they also welcome in the 12th ranked running back in the country, Jonas Walton, also a Notre Dame commit. Pretty good school, I understand.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Last season, he went for almost 280 all-purpose yards. That's kickoff returns, receiving, rushing, he name it, he did it all. Tonight, though, that wasn't a loss last year. Tonight, they're looking for revenge here at Lamar Field in Oxford. Let's go to the Oxford highlights, and we're going to pick it up 17-10 Central with about 1 minute to go in the first half. They're the Oxford football managers hoping to see a Caleb Wynn touchdown. Congratulations, kid. Here we go. 17-7 is the score, and we will be going with the light show here at this point. Check this play out, though. This could be, I know we're looking for plays of the night. Jalen Taylor, y'all. I'm just going to let you watch it. Full extension. Nice pickoff in the end zone, keeping Carrollton off the board. So we go to the half at 17-all. Sam Adams working the refs, making sure he gets the calls in the second half. Back to the ground for Oxford. They're going to go back to Wynn. Impressive running back. He's turned into one of the greats at Oxford High School. 14-yard run for a first down. Now they're going to go back to the air. Taylor this time on offense, catching a 60-yard pass from Maddox Mims. Touchdown, Oxford on top, 24-17, PAT good. Now that Notre Dame running back, Walton with a 10-yard run. 4th and 1 now at the Oxford 40. Walton with a 5-yard run for another first down, keeping the chains moving. Big runs there for the Notre Dame commit. And then they're going to go to the air. 17-yard touchdown pass. We are knotted up at 24 apiece after the PAT is good. Oxford, little shades of Boise State, Oklahoma from way back in the day. 26-yard run. Beautiful pick up there. Nice play call for the Yellow Jackets, and then more win. This time a 16-yard scamper, punishing his way all the way for another first down. They would fall on that Oxford ball, and then Wynn would punch it in, this time from 10 yards out. They would be up 31-24 when we left, but they couldn't hang on. Valiant effort, incredible contest tonight between two really good football teams. 37-34, Central Carrollton wins tonight.
31-24, this is the game, one of the two games I was at tonight. Got there 17-10 Central. Oxford scores right before the half, thwarts another score with that interception we just saw in the end zone from Jalen Taylor. Then Oxford comes out, looks like they're going to take control of the game. We left, it's 31-24. Central cuts to 31-30. And then back and forth, and in the end, Central wins it 37-34. I'm going to tell you, folks are watching in Georgia tonight. I wasn't there but for about a quarter and a half, so I may be wrong. But I thought Caleb Williams looked better than Walton the time I was there tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's strong praise right there. Because obviously, I mean, you're talking about one of the top,
But Central won the game, so.
Yeah, Central did get the win. But last year, Caleb got the best of them.
His size, I mean, that kid's a lot bigger as far as kind of what Notre Dame looks for as far as a running back is concerned. And I've actually know some people that know him. He said before the year's over, he's going to rush for over 2,000 yards.
Okay.
That's what the kid thinks. But in credit of Oxford there and Coach Adams, to me, this may be one of his younger teams since he first got there because he only has 5 seniors that actually start. I think it's 3 on defense and 2 on offense, or it's the other way. So that's not a lot of seniors in 6A football.
I was going to say, especially in 6A.
Usually in 6A football, you got a lot of seniors, which he did last year. So he's got to me, a very young football team.
And Coach, let's talk about Georgia football again because Oxford people, folks around Calhoun County, may not realize they've heard of Carrollton, huge school. Yeah. They may not know about Central of Carrollton, but that's another huge school. Put the size in perspective comparatively to how big Central is.
Well, to them, it's probably playing a very large 6A school, maybe almost what we would call 7A. Because in Georgia, they only have 6 classifications now. It used to have 7, so they dropped them down. And there's some schools over there in 6A that got 7,000 people in them. So, I mean, they have a whole lot more to pick from. That's the county school. Carrollton is the city school, and they're only about a half a mile apart.
And let's talk about next week. Interesting game. This may be the most interesting game around.
Yes.
Because you got Oxford now going down I-20 to Moody to take on the Blue Devils, who were in the 5A state championship game last year. Now, they got blistered by Gainesville, Georgia, but Gainesville's probably as good as anybody in this state in any class. And last year, that was a 3-point game at Lamar Field. And now you're going in to take on a very good Moody team, very good Moody program. And one of those 2 teams is now going to walk out of this thing 0-2 next Friday night. It's a big game for both Moody and for Jake Gaines, and also a big game for Sam Adams and the Yellow Jackets next week.
Yeah, I don't think an 0-2 start with those 2 teams to start off the season would necessarily be a horrible thing. Obviously, the season's still out in front of them. They can do whatever they want to. But yeah, that would be an odd way to start out the year 0-2.
Well, Moody's done it before. I mean, last year they lost. It was a closer game to Gainesville, and then they lost to Oxford. And then they come back and make a run. But it's Oxford at 0-2. I think this is a big game for them because in Alabama they'll say, well, you're 6A and you're 5A. They will. But probably athletically they're probably very competitive because they're only going – and Moody's not playing people both ways, and Oxford won't be either. So it should be a great game, a great game.
Well, let's talk about our Young Oil Muscle team. It is back this year. We're going to honor those offensive and defensive linemen. Young Oil Grub Mart has been honoring the guys, Brian Young, with Young Oil said, told me a few years ago, I want to honor the big guys up front. And so we have a black muscle team shirt that we give to all those guys, and we look at what offensive and defensive line as a group, not as an individual, but as a group. You know how important group play is on the offensive and defensive lines. So we are going into another year of honoring the muscle team. We'll pick out what we felt like was the best offensive or defensive line performance and give all those guys one of those muscle team t-shirts. There's not many of those. You have to be in rarefied air to wear one of those around. And we're going to be making that, and we'll be announcing that next week, our Muscle Team of the Week, brought to you by Young Oil Grub Mart. We will take a break. We'll be back with more of high school football, Alabama's after game. Still a lot of highlights to come. Team of the Week announcement, more region standings, and a whole lot more as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
We're excited at Team One Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing plus a $1,000 bonus cash and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team One Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
After the game on a football Friday night, we got Jack State highlights coming up next. Jacksonville State University. It is amazing, folks, the physical growth that is happening at Jacksonville State University. If you have not been on campus up there, they are modernizing everything. New state-of-the-art facilities, upgraded amenities, modernized buildings, new buildings. They have everything going on up there. It is amazing, the buildings that are going up on at Jacksonville State University. Schedule a visit. Don't just ride around campus. If you're a prospective student, a parent of a student, come to the Friendly's campus in the South. Go to jsu.edu/visit and make you an appointment, because I'm telling you folks, every time I go to Jacksonville, I almost don't recognize the place. And I lived there for 16 years and graduated from there, but what they're doing up there is absolutely amazing. That brings us to the Jack State highlights. And our Jack State highlights are going to be some historical highlights tonight, Chad, with a school here in East Alabama playing football for the very first time tonight down in Oxford.
New beginnings, right? New faces in some of these places, new entire program as football life begins at Hope Christian this Friday night. The Saints set to begin 8-man football last year, couldn't do it because they didn't have enough numbers. Now you fast forward a year, everything's changed. Now they're not just doing 8-man football. This is 11-man football. And they start tonight against Valiant Cross. Let's go out to the Jack State highlights and check out the Warriors versus the Saint. Little coaching royalty there. Coach Strain.
Yeah.
Coach Strain, you got to love it. One of the best coaches that I remember out there taking in the first game of the season. As you see the Saints running out for the first time, like the purple and gold, the good-looking uniforms out there, and they're going to take off the coin toss and the opening kickoff, and we are underway with Saints football. First kickoff of their lives. First play here now on the ground. Kanan Bozeman, 9-yard run for a nice pickup for the Saints. And then they're going to have a little bit of a mishap here. It's going to be a pick by Caleb Simmering at the Hope 48, setting up the Warriors with a 1st and 10. They're going to go to the air. This time it's going to be a 34-yard pass from Kevon Joner, or that's to Kevon Joner for 34 yards. Big play for the Warriors. There you see Coach Stone hoping his team can get a W tonight in the opener. 4th and 13 from the Hope 32. Touchdown pass to Jones again. This time it's going to be into the end zone for 6. PAT would be no good. So it's just a 6-0 score at this point. Going to go back into the offense for the Saints. Bozeman this time drops back to pass, finds nobody downfield. He's going to tuck it and run it. Nice 12-yard scamper for a first down.
Don Wilson.
Look at Don Wilson in there. He did that on purpose. I think he's trying to get in there in the highlights. He wanted to be on the historic highlights. This time, though, it's going to be down to the 1-yard line, a 39-yard run by Nick Morrow. Big run down there for a first and goal, and then Bozeman's going to punch it in from 1 yard out. And we got the first touchdown now on the board. Everything's the first tonight. 6-6 is the score. PAT is no good. But then this is going to be a fumble at the Valiant 44-yard line, as they're going to take over from that point. And then Katie Anderson, this time he's going to take a 26-yard pass from Jones as he wiggles through some traffic. Nice connection there on the diving catch. Big first down for the Warriors. Now facing a 4th and 8 at the Hope 14. This is going to be incomplete, but they're going to call a pass interference, and we're going to stop them there before they get to the end zone, but they're going to get new life. This time they're going to try and punch it in. The ball's going to be fumbled. It is going to be picked up by Valiant. They're going to go up 12-6 at that point, and we leave. But Hope Christian comes back, 28-18. How about that? What a whirlwind. All this happening. Their first game tonight, they win by 10, 28-18. Huge win down in Oxford.
Come from behind win. Let me give you some impressions. I was at this game. I wanted to be there to say years from now, if the Lord wills, that I'm around for a few more years, that I was there for Hope Christian's first game, first touchdown, first kickoff, first play, all those kind of things. Got to witness all of that tonight. I'll tell you that I was really impressed with the whole atmosphere down there. One, a phenomenal crowd tonight. Big crowd. I think if they had played this game last night, ain't no telling how many people would have been there, because there was a lot of interest in Hope Christian football. Very well organized. The administration, everyone. So I've never hosted a football game before. Everything from the concession stand to the PA announcing to the music, the vibe, everything was going on. Very well organized. And I look over there and I'm telling you, folks, maybe one day this school's in the AHSAA. That may be in the future. And it's Hope Christian is going to be heard from. I sit there and watch tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to be heard from.
It's a concept that makes sense to me in the location and having the ability to have, people from outside the area to kind of come in from other schools. And, it's just it's a great location. There are players all around this area. I think this could be something in the long term, for sure.
I kind of got that vibe tonight, Chad.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I could see
we're witnessing the genesis.
Yeah.
Talking about a Christian school here. We're talking about the genesis of something that could be pretty spectacular in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I've seen a lot of people that I know have kids that are, around the, middle school, lower high school age that have made the decision to leave where they are and start a fresh year. That could be something. And I just think the location of it's perfect.
Coach, as you know, in Alabama, football drives the train. That's the way it is. So if you're successful in football, Hope can become successful in football, that opens a lot of doors usually. That's the calling card.
And they'll be successful in baseball too, and that's going to draw quarterbacks and wide receivers from other places. The whole key to it is to not try to do it too fast, because you're going to have to get established while you're not in the AHSAA before you start having to follow all the rules that they follow. You're going to have to get the people in there, and by being patient, if they be patient and grow, and then make that jump once you're already there. But tell me why Larry Strain's there. That's what I want to know.
Coach Strain, if you don't know who Coach Strain is, legendary coach at Woodland, legendary coach.
I was kind of surprised to see him on the highlights. It's like, hey, that's Coach Strain.
State championship coach at Handley, great player back in the day at Randolph County. He and his family, he was telling me, have a lot of friends and connections at Hope Christian.
Okay.
And actually, I don't think this is a secret, but
he's actually.
I got it.
He's actually been helping them out a little bit, Coach, here in the summer.
Well, I had to connect people. No, I know. I had to.
I know Hope would have liked to have his son and his daughter and all that kind of stuff at Hope a few years back too.
And I'll just tell you this because I love Larry Stray, great guy, great football coach. That's not a bad guy to consult with a little bit in the offseason. Not a bad guy to kind of pick his brain a little bit.
The other thing I noticed, because we played on so many turfs now, the turf looked pretty. It was green. It looked good. It was well taken care of. They've taken that field. It kind of wasn't being used anymore except for kids going there and playing, and they've turned it back and made it look good again. It's, who's it named after?
Barber Dairy.
Stovall.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it used to be.
It is
my bad. I'm sorry.
Barber Dairy.
Big Jack Stovall Park.
But they've made it look good.
Yeah, they got dressing facilities, press boxes on both sides, nice bleachers, big crowd out there tonight, a lot of spirit and atmosphere. So
and they'll have to plan. Like that's what I said about planning. Plan for growth. Don't wait and start and then start growing, and you can't go ahead and plan for that growth and build for that growth.
Just the idea that the program didn't exist 12 months ago. And not only you fielded a team, you picked out your colors, you got your uniforms, you got an offense to run, and you put up 28 points tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to come out and not just fall over the football field, with a brand new start from scratch. Yeah. That's
and to be honest, from an athlete standpoint, just eyeballing, look at the athlete standpoint, Valiant Cross probably had more athletes, and of course, those guys have played football before. Most of these guys here have not played football before. And I'll tell you what, Bozeman, it looked like he may be one of the top quarterbacks around. He had a very good night as well. Let's talk about some things that we've got coming up. First, we have our something new we're going to do this year, and this will be at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Go to our Facebook page and all of our social media outlets at 8 o'clock every Saturday morning. We're going to release our Core Sports Medicine. They're coming on board with us this year, bringing you our play of the night. So we are going to pick out what we feel like is the top play of all the highlights that we have from across East Alabama every Friday night. We're going to pick out one play, post that at 8 o'clock on Saturday mornings, our play of the night presented by Core Sports Medicine. And then you are going to get to vote at the end of the year. We'll have 11 plays of the night, and you'll get to go to our Facebook page and you will get to vote on what will be our play of the year. Already some outstanding candidates that we had tonight. So we'll pour over the film. We're going to do some film study tonight when the show's over, and we're going to get a play of the night. We'll have that posted for you at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, let's talk about something else that we have coming up, and that is our Player of the Week. It is back, presented by Farmers and Merchants Bank. They're doing the Spirit Scholarship again, and they're also going to do our Player of the Week again. We'll pour over all of the performances from the weekend, and we'll be announcing next Friday night our Player of the Week and tell you all about his stats. And we'll have Players of the Week every week presented by Farmers and Merchants Bank. When we come back, we're going to have more highlights, still a lot more highlights, some more regions to run through, and our Team of the Week announcement still to come.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom. Chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
We are coming to you tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. Pleased to welcome our good friends at Sound Solutions to the After the Game family. Let me tell you what they do that you may not know about. Live event production and rentals. They have audio, video, and lighting rentals for things like concerts, conferences, graduations, worship nights. They offer on-site tech support and production teams to ensure smooth operations wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And they have high quality gear and experienced crews to make your event shine. Let me tell you, we had a power outage this year at the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame. And I'm the vice president of that Hall of Fame, and I'm also the MC. And I'm telling you guys, I was sweating it. But you know who saved the day? Let me tell you who saved the day. Sound Solutions saved the day and made the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame a great success. So if you got an event coming on, let me tell you, you want Sound Solutions to be handling that event. In case something happens, they will be there to put out the fire. That's for sure.
Always got to appreciate that. That's for sure.
That's for sure. All right, we've got more highlights coming up. Earlier in the show, way earlier in the show, the Donahoe Falcon cheerleaders were here.
Yep.
They were our Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble first ever cheer squad of the year. And then we had the entire Galesville football team in as well. And they played each other tonight at Lynchville. Chad, you were there at the game. Very impressive performance by Galesville coming into Anniston tonight.
Definitely, as I was writing this lead in this morning, I was just kind of trying to think of Donahoe. Could they keep the momentum over the span of an off season? Winners of like the last 4 games of the season made the playoffs last year, but if they were going to do so this year and keep that momentum going, it's basically with a brand new team. Reading your magazine this year, or just earlier this week, Coach called the team mostly sophomores. So we got a brand new squad here at Donahoe. They do welcome in Galesville Trojans into Lintzfield. Let's go out to the Jacksonville State highlights and see how all this one played out. 47 seconds to go in the first half, and we arrive. It is 18-0 Galesville on top. And Noah McClendon with a first down grab inside the 10. So Donahoe is knocking on the door, but they would have 4 chances at the end zone before the half would run out. And all 4 would fall incomplete. So we go to the half, still 18-0, but Donahoe came out the gate charging. Nice run to begin the half, and that's going to set him up with a first down. And then Luke Farrell is going to find McClendon here in just a minute. Luke Farrell, by the way, on the offensive line last year, is that correct?
Yes.
How many times do you see an offensive lineman switch to quarterback, but a great play catch here by McClendon. First down grab inside the 10, and then, when you're an offensive lineman, you've got to power your way through to the end zone. Farrell gets it in there for the score. So they're on the board now, 18-6. Extra point was no good, and now they're on defense. Again, scored just now, ensuing possession, a pick by McClendon. So now they're set up at midfield. They just scored. They're trying to make a little comeback here. Coach Smith liking what he sees, needs some fire. But this is a 4th and short on that drive. They would get stuffed at midfield. Galesville then would take over. And this young man would take over in a big way. Aiden Heinrich with a big first down run. And then the big fella here, this time he's going to take over the right side. And they are not going to catch him. Trojans into the end zone, puts it 24-6 at this point, and that would be the dagger right there as Galesville picks up a big win. Huge win to start the season, 30-6 tonight on the road at Lentz Field.
I didn't ask Brian Knapp, head coach at Galesville. I didn't ask him this question. I'm going to ask you, Chad, when you were there, did Galesville even think about throwing the football?
They did.
They did? Wow.
And they got picked off. it was a pick, and I showed you the one catch. But we knew this because when I got there, I know you said they run the ball a lot. But when I got there, they were up 18-0. So you knew that
they're going to run the ball.
They're just going to suck all the air out of that football, and they were just going to run the ball, and which they did. They got a little greedy there. It was right after the heat timeout in the third quarter is when they decided to go to the air. I guess they thought, they're going to catch them off guard.
Coach Knapp will never throw it again.
No, he won't throw the rest of the year. But, yeah, McClendon with a nice pick, and you thought for a moment, because I think Dono had 2 touchdowns called back in the first half due to penalties. Then they were knocking on the door right there at the end of the half. A lot of the Galesville scores in the first half were a kickoff return for a touchdown, some big plays. So it was closer maybe than the score would appear, and you thought it maybe at one point halfway through the third, Dono may have a comeback in play, but it did not happen tonight.
Dono, I think, still in play for maybe a playoff berth in that tough region after Waterloo and Winterboro. I think it's kind of wide open. And Galesville, that region, as we talked about in that Class 1A Region 8, that's totally wide open, and Galesville with a big shot of confidence tonight. His guys played very hard tonight down here and winning that game. Another new coach. It's been a theme tonight, making his successful debut. And another guy that we had here in our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser was Shannon Felder, making his debut with the Sacs Wildcats tonight out at Jack Stewart Field. And, gosh, 48 points tonight.
Yeah. Not a new face to those of us in East Alabama. He's been around for a minute, spent 11 years at Donahoe. We just talked about him. 3 years at Talladega. Year 1 at Jack Stewart Field begins tonight. And let's go to these highlights. Oxford Lumber Highlights takes us out to Jack Stewart Field, and it is 34-21 Sacs when we arrive, but that would change fairly soon. Jody Long, 53-yard touchdown run for Horseshoe Bend. Well, it's not going to be a touchdown run. It's going to be down inside the 10. Then Braxton Wilson, he's going to finish off this drive with an 11-yard touchdown run. 34-28 is the score now. We are a 1-score ball game. There you see Coach Felder. Thankful for him coming in tonight. Great guy. And let's see if he can get the win on the evening. This is going to be what you call a winding run. Jamar Cook, he's going to post 42 yards on the actual run. 173 in the actual yardages gained because he was east to west on that one. Big first down for the Wildcats, and then Jakari Monroe. Beautiful catch here inside the 10, setting up the Wildcats for a 1st and goal. And then Delondis Allen, he's going to take this keeper over the right side and punch his way in for the score. So Sacs would jump on the board there as well. 40-28 at this point. They would go on to win a close one tonight at home, but a huge first win for Shannon Felder. A lot of first wins, too.
Yes.
New coaches, new faces, but they're all getting wins on their opening nights.
Chris Stone, Jeremy Sullivan, Clint Smith, Shannon Felder, all won in their debuts tonight.
Yeah, not bad. Pretty impressive. And then Hope as well.
I mentioned some of the other guys that had got former head coaches hired on staff. Was helping them offensively. Paul Farlow.
He's put together, you heard him say here in our interview, he was talking with us about he had put together his staff, his guys, and that staff is an experienced staff coach.
It is, and when I've saw them this summer, and they've got 6 offensive linemen. That's it. They got 6. That's what he's talking about. His numbers are low. So I hope nobody
you're
gets
talking
hurt.
about total?
Total. 6.
Okay.
So that was an impressive win.
I don't know what
they're in they at one time were 18 players, Sacs, maybe a little more than that, but I don't think I think it's in the 20s. And now you open up region play next week, and you go in with a young team and a team with not much depth to take a team that is really experienced with a lot of depth and a lot of tradition to Piedmont next week.
It may not help them, but some of the other teams that may have low in numbers and playing a lot of people both ways, you may laugh at me, but check the weather next week. It might be a whole lot cooler.
It is a lot cooler.
And
it was cool where I was tonight. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, that's because you're up there. Yeah, you had
down in the
you sure you weren't in the press box?
I'm pretty sure. I was up there with Palman in Lentz Field in the press box.
Let's go to our last Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. And this is pretty amazing. The upcoming senior class, this year's senior class, class of 26 at Cherokee County, has the distinction of having won a region title and advancing to the Super 7 state football championships every year that they have been on the varsity squad. Cherokee County has won 4A Region 6 titles, 2022, 23, and 24, played for the Class 4A state championships in 22, 23, and 24. The Warriors' record in the last 3 years, now tonight they took a loss at Piedmont, but 38-8 over the last 3 years in the game tonight. And I tell you, they lost to Piedmont last year and went to the Super 7, so don't count the Warriors out yet.
Can we just get Jackson to go up to 4A? Or I mean, go up to like 6A or something like that? Because that's your state champion probably the last 3 years if it's not for one team.
They almost beat the 6A state champion.
Yeah,
without E.J. Crowell.
Without E.J. Crowell. Yeah, so that's one of those, they deserved probably a state championship out of that more so than it's almost like it's just tough. That Jackson team is so insane.
Well, and before them was Montgomery Catholic.
Yeah, well,
and Andalusia.
Andalusia.
Yeah, they've had to play Andalusia, Montgomery Catholic, and Jackson in the 3 state championship games.
And Jackson's probably the best out of those three. Do you not agree?
We're the 23rd now. I mean, but on 8/22, I'm going to say this.
Okay, we got to hold up. Y'all rolling?
Well, seriously,
I feel a prediction coming.
The 4A, one of the 4A representatives is going to come out of this region.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It has been, with Cherokee County, it has been for 3 years in a row.
At least 3. It's still going to.
And then you got, but that region's going to be really good this year.
It will.
Especially the top half of it.
Yep.
All right. We come back. We still got our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, Piedmont and Cherokee County highlights. Game of the Week. We still got regions to run down in 4A through 6A and a whole lot more as we roll on a Football Friday night.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anderson Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Addison Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
Johnson's Giant Food. They now have 5 locations all throughout Etowah and Calhoun counties. They're in Jacksonville. They're in Coldwater. They're in East Gadsden. They're in Attala. They're in downtown Gadsden. I guess there are 6 locations now because they are now on Highway 77 in Southside. And let me tell you, whether it's Friday night football, college football Saturday, or you too busy to cook, there's a lot going on. No problem. Johnson's Giant Food Hot Bar and Deli is your answer. They have chicken fingers, wings, potato wedges. They've got the quick grabs, the chicken salad, potato salad, pimento cheese, crackers, chips, cookies, drinks. You get all that ready to head off to the game. You need a large order of wings, maybe some chicken fingers. I'm making everybody hungry. Just call ahead. They'll have that for you at Johnson's Giant Foods this football season, bringing you our concession stand of the week. Once again, we gave $100 out to the Ohatchee Athletic Booster Clubs. We've already been visiting a lot of concession stands. We're giving away a lot of money and tasting a lot of food and giving you some good information on where the good food is in stadiums all across East Alabama. And that's because of the fine folks at Johnson's Giant Food throughout Calhoun and Etowah counties. All right, folks, another thing that's coming back this year that we are pleased to have is Emblem Credit Union with our Band of the Week. And we called up with our Band of the Week tonight, the Oxford High School Sound of Champions. Let's watch some of them from down at Lamar Field tonight at the Central Carrollton game. Not in their traditional uniforms tonight. It's hot out there, but they put on a great show. Brian Bradbury is the director. The Sound of Champions this year, 190 members strong. Their theme this year is Let's Go to the Movies. They're going to have music from Annie, the Universal Pictures theme music from Pirates of the Caribbean. They'll end the show later on in the year with Somewhere Over the Rainbow. They're going to be in a couple of big competitions this year. 64th, Chris Cheatwood, tell me 61st. 61st Mid-South Marching Festival at Titan Stadium in Gadsden later on in the year. And they'll also be in the Pell City Marching Festival over at Pete Cook Alumni Stadium in Pell City. Great performance tonight at halftime in front of a big crowd at Lamar Field in Oxford. The Sound of Champions under the directorship of Brian Bradbury. They are the Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week, the Oxford High School Sound of Champions. Always good to hear them on a football Friday night down at Lamar Field. Bringing it back here to the set, it's time to have some Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundowns. The first time around, Coach Short, we went 1A through 3A. Now we're going to hit the larger schools, 4A through 6A. And let's begin in Class 4A and work our way northward. And this will include updated with tonight's records. So let's begin in Class 4A tonight. 4A Region 6. We just talked about it, Coach. Cherokee County took a loss tonight. They're the only team with a loss in this region. Anniston and Hoax Bluff were open tonight, as was Alexandria. White Plains won. Aniana beat Locust Fork tonight. Asheville beat Springville tonight. Coach, I think this region, it might be really wide open this year.
Yeah, I think maybe, well.
At the top. I think at the top.
Yeah, at the top, yes, you're right. But the biggest upset to me is what Asheville just did.
We saw Asheville last Friday night in the Jamboree.
And they showed flashes of being a lot better.
Got a really good quarterback.
They do, and got a real good tight end. They can catch,
and a big tight end.
Yes.
And Mark Sanders, Asheville graduate, played at Alabama. He coached at Donahoe. Been the last couple of years an assistant at Westbrook Christian. He has got this thing rolling over at Asheville. Apparently won a big region game tonight over Springville. So going to be very interesting as we move through. I will just make this comment to you. Cherokee County this year plays at Alexandria and they play at Anniston. Those are going to be two huge games in this region.
Yeah, they will be. I still think the top is, I can just about name them off. Start at the bottom, Cherokee County, Hoax Bluff, Anniston, Alexandria. But then I think maybe the fourth place, I think 1 through 3 is probably going to be who we think it'll be, but that fourth place team could be any one of those guys.
We haven't seen
any one of them.
And, you know, we're going to see Thursday night. You and I will be there. We're going to see Hoax Bluff. at Southside Thursday night. Hoax Bluff beat Southside last year. That'll be an incredible game. We'll get our chance to look at Hoax Bluff. They may not be as bad as people think they're going to be because they got Bryce Whitaker back at quarterback, and that's huge.
They do.
Let's go to Class 4A and stay in 4A, and we're going to take a look as we go to the next region now in our region rundown. Let's say actually 5A region. There's 4A region 3. This takes us to the south. That was in the north and the south. Bullitt County won tonight. Heflin and Munford had open dates. Hanley lost. St. James lost. Talladega lost. Tallahassee lost tonight. And so did Booker T. Washington. But that's deceiving. Again, I think this region, Coach, is like 4A Region 6, where at the top of this region, your Tallahassees, your Booker T. Washingtons, your Hanleys, I think the top of this region is going to be very good. But that number 4 playoff spot at this point in time, Coach, that might be anybody in this region right here.
It is, and I've seen several have connections to some of them, and I think some of those teams that you're seeing there are going to be better this year. I think Talladega and Cleveland County, I think all of those are going to be better than what they have been.
Now let's jump to 5A as we go to the next classification in our Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden Region Rundown. 5A Region 4, this region, Central Clay, Elmore County. Valley had that big win tonight over Glenwood. Then you got Beauregard, Marbury, and Holtville. So, I think that Sylacauga, that's the one we're missing. Sylacauga did win tonight. You see a 0-0 and a 1-0, but you see a blank spot. That's Sylacauga. And so, again, I think even though some of these teams like Valley obviously has improved, but, Coach, I think Central Clay County was undefeated last year. I'll be shocked if they're not undefeated this year, at least undefeated in 5A Region 4.
Yes, in the region, they'll be undefeated, and they will it'll be everybody else will be fighting for second through fourth. I'm just going ahead and say that right now. They're a big offensive line, as you've seen.
Yes, and
maybe not as fast as they have been in the skill positions, but what he'll do is he'll figure out another way to move the football without having to use the speed. They may just run over people.
And they beat a pretty solid Hanley team tonight, pretty handily, down at Volunteer Stadium tonight. A big win for Danny Horn and the Volunteers. Now, let's keep on rolling here as we go to our next region. This is 5A Region 6. Moody, state championship game last year, obviously the favorite, but you got teams with a lot of talent in there like Leeds, like Center Point. St. Clair County, as we said, won a 7-on-7 earlier this summer. Jacksonville, I think better. Jacksonville, Leeds, St. Clair County all won tonight. Center Point, Lincoln, Moody, Springville losses tonight. But I think, again, it's the top of the region that is kind of set. But those 3 and 4 spots, Coach, St. Clair County, Center Point, Jacksonville, could be any of those.
Yeah, a lot of it, once the region starts, it'll have a lot to do with who has the most depth in injuries and things like that. But I still look at maybe the 5A representative in the north will come out of this region.
In our magazine, my Super 7 was Moody and Central Clay County.
Clay County.
That will be a huge crowd at Protective Stadium if that happens.
It very well
it would be a very big crowd. And it will be an all-District 6 state championship.
Yes, it would.
If that were to happen. Long way to go for that, though.
Yeah.
Let's go to Class 6A now. Class 6A Region 6. Oxford lost, Huffman lost, Pinson Valley lost big time to Central Phoenix City tonight. But Shades Valley won, Pell City won at Pelham, Mountain Brook with a win, Clay Chalkville with a win tonight over Hueytown. This region, again, at the top, it's going to be interesting. You got Oxford, I think, Mountain Brook, Clay Chalkville. Oxford has to go to Clay Chalkville. Watch out for Pell City. Nick Gentry, very high on his team, coach at the St. Clair County Media Day. But, Oxford and Mountain Brook was a well of a game last year. I just have the feeling, and I think people think I'm crazy because I'm not saying Clay Chalkville, but I just have a feeling maybe Oxford Mountain Brook might be the game here in this region.
It very well could be. Clay Chalkville will always have athletes, but they are not at the cream of the crop what they have been. I mean, they're not. And you're right. Oxford has a very good opportunity, even though they lost tonight, but they were playing a team that was a lot bigger than they were. And by playing Mountain Brook, when you play Mountain Brook, you better be ready for a team that is very cerebral and they know what they're doing, a very well-coached football team, probably one of the best coached football teams in the state.
Chris Yeager, just phenomenal. He's been doing it for a long time. Our final region we're going to look at, our final Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden region rundown, Class 6A Region 8.
I don't know what to make of this region. Fort Payne tonight beat Scottsboro. So they everybody thought Fort Payne might be down. They beat Scottsboro tonight, battled the Top Cat Trophy. Buckhorn won tonight. Everybody else took a loss. Southside lost. They were down 31-0 to Gunnersville, made it 31-14. Gadsden City went to Muscle Shoals, lost 24-8, I think it was, to the Trojans last night. Last year, we thought Gadsden City was going to win this thing going away, and they faltered down the stretch, and they lost to Southside. They lost to Fort Payne. I don't know, Coach. This is the mystery region right here. I just don't know what to make of this region. Fort Payne is going to be good again. I think Gadsden City is going to be good, a lot of talent. Southside, we'll get our first look at them Thursday night against Hoax Bluff. This is kind of the mystery region here, Coach. I'm not sure what to make of it.
You know, we could almost put them all in a bucket and roll it and just pitch them out on the ground and see where it comes. But remember, last week I saw a little bit of film of Fort Payne and Central Clay. And in a half, they beat Central Clay on the varsity part of it. So I might stick them at the top right now. And they've got a kicker again. I mean, they got a kicker always. I mean, he's hitting them at 55 yards. That's a long way to kick.
They say in college football, they talk about linebacker you and quarterback you and all that. In high school football in this state, Fort Payne is the kings of kicking.
Kick you.
And have been for a long,
they will kick you.
We are going to take a break. We'll be back with more. We got Game of the Week coming up. Judd Edwards State Farm Game of the Week, and it is going to be a doozy tonight. I'm going to take you to Piedmont for Piedmont and Cherokee County. That's next.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
We're excited at Team One Chevrolet because it's back to school time. Moms and teachers, check out the new Blazer with 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. And have you seen the new 2026 Equinox? It's bigger and better than ever. And guys, get ready to tailgate in a new Silverado with 0% financing, plus $1,000 bonus cash, and save over $10,000. Take advantage of all these back-to-school savings. Team One Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Awards to remember. Phenomenal folks. They provide all of our awards, whether it be our cheer squad,
of the Week award, our Team of the Week trophy, our Player of the Week trophy. All the awards that we give out, they all are phenomenal. They're all first class. Awards to remember, located on Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. They have been in business for 40 years. One of the top 10 dealers in the Southeast for plaques, trophies, medals, every kind of award that you can imagine. They have $100,000 in new screen printing equipment, custom garments for your school, church, business. They've got everything you need. And go to awardstoremember.com and just look at all the things they have. Great supporters of our community and high school athletics. Awards to Remember, located on Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. Let's tell you about the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. Look at this lineup that they have coming to Anniston to the Country Club. Butch Thompson, Auburn head baseball coach Steve Marlowe, SEC football official, former Alabama quarterback Walter Lewis, big part of that. The movie that's out about Alabama football, he's a big part of that. Aaron Suttles, director of content for Yay Alabama, The Collective. Charles Kelly, the JSU head coach, will be there. Matt Stinchcomb, you see him on the SEC Network. And the top sideline reporter in all of college football is Holly Rowe. All of those folks will be in Anniston, and you can be a part of that. A great meal. Great football talk. High school coaches and players are there every week as well. David Woodard. Dave is a great guy. Call him. Number there that you see on the screen and get involved with the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. Now it is time for our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. And this had a lot of things going in. Battle of Highway 9, arch rivals. Piedmont upset Center last year, beat them with a 1/10 of a second to go on the clock with a touchdown pass. Cherokee County went to the state championship. Piedmont was in the semifinals. Both teams ranked number 2 in their respective classifications in the preseason. You could make the case, Chad and Coach, that this was maybe the biggest game in the state on paper going in. But tonight, as we're about to see, it was all Piedmont at the Field of Champions.
It was. A lot of eyes on the Field of Champions tonight because of what you mentioned, all the stuff. This is one of the state's best rivalries going right now for sure. Perennial powers, Piedmont, Cherokee County, square out tonight as they both begin their respective runs to the 2025 Super Sevens, possibly. Let's go to the Judd Edwards Game of the Week as we take on the highlights and see how the Field of Champions took on these two squads. Thank you, Judd Edwards, for sponsoring the Game of the Week. As you see the Piedmont Bulldogs running out, one of the best openings in Calhoun County, that's for sure, the run out of the Bulldogs. They're going to start off pretty impressively. Cole Austin, guys, hey, Raleigh Pinto, there you go. I mean, that's got to be a nominee for Play of the Night. Beautiful 43-yard catch, Raleigh Pinto. Austin out to Mason Morrow for an 11-yard gain, setting up another first down for the Bulldogs. Then they're going to go now to the ground. Nicholas Mixon, he's going to outrun the defense for 50 yards to the house, and they are in the end zone for 6-0 Piedmont draws first blood. A lot of two-point conversions here tonight for Piedmont, and the first one is going to be good. Austin with the QB keeper, 2-point conversion through, 8-0 Bulldogs on top. Impressive start for Coach Miller and his team. Cherokee County know now their chance with the football, and they're going to be on offense here. Adam Griffith back to pass, finding what is going to be one of the best safety drop-offs in Alabama. Tight end Ben Mosley over the middle. Beautiful play. And then Griffith, this time crazy stop here. It's going to go off the Piedmont defender's helmet, and it's going to be picked off by Bentley Chandler. That's one heck of a way to stop a drive inside your own 10-yard line. Piedmont's going to take over from there. Austin now. This time he's going to toss it to Jackson Howard. Spin move met by a defender and put down, but a nice move by Howard. Now, back to Howard again. This time a handoff. Again, he's going to get a tough run up the middle. Kid looking pretty good, toting the mail. Now they're going to go to the air. Guess who? Raleigh Pinto. The goalpost in our way, but doesn't matter. Pinto doing his job, another touchdown. And Piedmont's in there for 6 more. 2-point conversion now. Austin to Talon Swain. Great footwork by Austin to get it to his man. Gets both feet down. Coach Miller liking what he sees here. It is 16-0 Bulldogs on top of the visiting Warriors. Keshawn Thomas going to have a big kickoff return here to set them up and to give them some momentum, hopefully. This is going to be a return all the way to the 40-yard line of Piedmont. So a huge start here to the drive. Now to the offense, Griffin to Cooper Allen, 16 yards for the first down. Bowling over players. But defense would stop up. Carson Sanders, big hit on the quarterback. It's a drive staller as Cherokee County's drive would stall. And then we're going to go back to the Bulldogs on offense. Howard back on the ground. This time scampering, hurdling, runners down to the 30. Another first down for the Bulldogs. Austin now another hard run to the 30. The 3 yard, I mean, are you sensing a theme here? Howard ran the ball a lot tonight. Big 3 yard run down to the 3 yard line, and they're going to give it off to him again. He's in there for the touchdown. Another score for the Bulldogs, and Cherokee County tonight really didn't have many answers as Carson Sanders would punch this in for 2, 24-0 at this point, and Piedmont is just rolling. And Cherokee County would get on the board tonight. This is their score. Quintavious Rogers. It's going to be a great return. Showing the wheels off, cutting through defenders. He's going to be in the end zone, and that's going to be their lone score of the night. But I tell you, man, Piedmont doesn't get much more impressive than what they did tonight to the visiting Cherokee County Warriors as Piedmont wins it tonight 24-8. Coach Short, I know you met up with the team after the game. Let's see what Coach had to say with the players.
Hello, it's Coach Michael Short at the Field of Champions in Piedmont, Alabama with the victorious Piedmont Bulldogs and Coach Jonathan Miller. Coach, give us a little idea of who we got here tonight with you.
All right, left to right, we got Riley Pinto, senior wide receiver, Cole Austin, our quarterback, sophomore. Bentley Chandler, inside linebacker, he's a junior, and Carson Sanders, also a junior outside linebacker.
Coach, being your first ball game of the year, you've got to be proud of the physicality and the way you won this football game.
Yeah, of all the ways we could have picked to win the game, this is the one we would choose to come and set the tone for the season. Being physical up front, super proud of our offensive line, super proud of our defense. Our defense played lights out, physical football. Offensive line was super physical, so that's really what we wanted to see tonight.
Guys, each one of y'all, this being your first ball game of the year against a bitter arch rival, tell me a little bit about what that means to you to be able to play this ball game the way you did tonight and the way you come out with a victory.
I mean, I don't think I've ever been more proud of a team. I said it last year. Our defense is the reason we won the game. Like last year, they shut them out, and this year we shut them out even more. So, I mean, I don't get to give credit to our defense. Our defense is the reason we won the game.
I'm going to agree with him. Defense, big time step up. No points allowed, just special teams. And then the O-line up front, they were challenged at the beginning of the week, trying to be more physical, and they stepped up big time.
Yes, sir. You know how Alabama dislikes Tennessee? It's kind of the same feeling between us and Cherokee County. Roll Tide.
Yeah, super proud of the team. Everybody stepped up, and it was a good team win.
Coach, I know that for just a minute here, I know that this has been just the first ball game, and you got a long road ahead of you, and you got a lot of grind ahead of you. What's the message for the team next week?
Well, we got to be where our feet are, and not think we're world beaters right now. We got to come back ready to work on Monday. We got a challenging region schedule ahead of us, so that's what we're focused, with right now. Got a 9-team region, so we'll play 8 region games, and this was a good starting point for us. It lets us know where we're at, what we need to work on. Playing a great Cherokee County team, so good to come out with a win in this game and get a starting point to see kind of where we're at.
Well, guys, that's it for us right here. Great ball game tonight here at the Field of Champions. Piedmont comes out victorious.
I know for a fact that Jonathan Miller is an Auburn fan. but I will tell you.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Remember that ESPN commercial a few years ago? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Everything. Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
I mean, are they going to make if that's the case, they may make a Daniel Moore print for tonight. Roll Tide.
I mean, he just went Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
All right. So there we go.
I got a feeling there's going to be some stuff plastered in the locker rooms, maybe in center.
You got another year to wait.
With some of these well, not just for that, but to set the tone, because I think center Cherokee County is probably not happy with the way they played tonight, and I think that when you do get it right, which they will, there's going to be some. There's going to be some serious meetings over the next couple of days. I don't think you'll see Cherokee County come out like that again. Not taking anything away from Piedmont, but I feel like Cherokee County will be different this year.
When you were there at the game, you know, they had an opportunity early to tie the game, and they throw an interception down on the 8-yard line. And then what you didn't know is when the catches that Pinto made, the first one he made out there, it kept a drive alive. It was like 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
And he makes an unbelievable catch against well coverage. I mean, the guy was all over him. They were all over each other. And then the biggest plays of the game was when Piedmont took their last drive before halftime. And game management is always so important. Coach has 2 timeouts, and he keeps them in his pocket. And he used them that whole drive all the way down the field, and he makes that touchdown catch over there in the end.
Yeah.
And that was unbelievable.
You know what football team in the state doesn't like Piedmont right now? Because when they scheduled this series 2 years ago, this team, they thought, we'll catch this team coming on a downslope after a big rival game. Arab does not like Piedmont right now because last year when Piedmont upset Cherokee County, it was a teed-off Cherokee County team that went to Arab, and Arab ran into a buzzsaw. Next Friday night, Arab's got to come to center. It's probably going to be the same thing again. It's going to be a real buzzsaw that they're about to run into. So, you know, Arab's saying, Piedmont, you know, what are you doing?
Do us a solid.
You got center turned into a buzzsaw. It's 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Well, you just had to be impressed with Piedmont's offensive line and their defensive line. They really controlled the line of scrimmage most of the night.
And being there, you said that the weight discrepancy was not on Piedmont's side.
Not even close. No, not close.
Yeah.
Now, let's tell you, hey, Jonathan Miller, his pedigree has always been, from the time he was an assistant coach at Sachs, has been as a defensive guy, defensive guru, if you will. And so defense tonight this is what Piedmont has become known for, is that defense. And Coach, you saw it tonight. Defense won the day for the Piedmont Bulldogs.
But offensively, Pinto was, he made 2 great catches, but he was not the highlight of the night because they didn't have to use him
If
because
you run the ball
people
so
covered him.
effectively.
They did, and they used him, though, because they used him out there, and they would slide 1 out there, and they had 2 out there, so he was double covered most of the night, and that allowed them to be able to do other things, and they were very, very impressive doing that.
All right, guys, here we go. Sound Solutions Media Center, and we have our East Alabama Top 10 presented by Awards to Remember. This changed tonight.
Have you seen these yet?
No.
I don't think anybody's seen these yet. Okay, because it changed tonight. We had, what we thought was a preseason top 10, knowing it would change somewhat. It changed a little bit more than I thought. So here we go. This is a power poll, if you will, the top 10 teams, regardless of class. Now, we're not saying necessarily
Spring Garden's going to beat Ohatchee.
That's right. We're not saying that. We're saying in their classification, how good are they in their classification? Number 10, Pleasant Valley. I don't think they did anything tonight to dispel that. Jonathan Nix beat his alma mater tonight 34-0. Solid showing.
Is this their first time?
PV.
Is this
They were in it last year.
Yeah, they were in it last year.
That's right.
They're back. Number 9, Alexandria. Open date, didn't play, but they were 8 wins last year and have virtually everybody back off a second-round team that was a play away from going into the 3rd round. Number 8, another team that had an open date, Anniston. Another quarterfinal team in Class 4A. Open date, go to Beauregard next week. That'll be a huge game. Beauregard beat them 2 points here last year, so we'll see what happens with Anniston. Number 7, Oxford. They were a little bit higher, but the loss tonight, losing at home to Central Carroll County in Georgia. Oxford's still there at number 7 with another tough game coming up. Number 6, Cherokee County. Again, they were higher, but the loss tonight to Piedmont drops them to 6. But again, we think they're going to be heard from, as you said, Chad. Very, very good point. Number 5, top 5, Moody. They're saying, John, you got them they lost 49-7 last night. You got them in the top 5. Remember what we said last year. They were 0-2. You guys mentioned it.
The team they lost to would be at 1 if they were here in this state.
Yeah, close.
Might be 1-7.
I was gonna say, if you had a statewide power poll, they'd be number 1.
Yeah, Gainesville, Georgia, and Josh Nibley. Number 4, Coosa Christian. Again, you're saying, well, John, they got beat tonight. But they were playing, like you said, Coach, probably a 5A school if they were in Alabama.
A large 5A school.
And a big, good 5A school on the road. What is it, 6 hours? Down to
6 hours.
Blackshear, Georgia.
And Pierce scored twice on turnovers.
Remember, they lost last year, did Coosa, I think it was 41-6. And they had a team that probably, if they'd been eligible, would have been in the state championship game. Number 3, Central Clay County. Again, beat a good Handley team 26-3 tonight.
Yeah.
That Danny Horn defense basically not allowing a touchdown against a talented Handley team.
That'll be how they win games this year is their defense.
And they will
And
win.
he's done that before.
Yes, you have.
Win some state
They might
championships.
have given up like 6 points in the middle 90s in Clay County altogether.
Number 2, Piedmont Bulldogs. I have to say Piedmont was a little bit lower on this, but that was such an impressive win tonight. We got Piedmont at number 2. They were 10-0 last year. They got a big game in 3 weeks with Westbrook coming up. That'll be huge. But Piedmont's going to win a lot of
Is that
football
at that's at Piedmont this
That'll
year,
be at
right?
Piedmont.
Mm-hmm.
Steve
Last
Smith
year's at
coming
West-
back.
yeah.
Number 1, no doubt, Wadley. The Bulldogs tonight, they win, defending state champion, virtually the entire team coming back. They got some big games coming out of region with Glenwood and with Lee Scott. But if they can win those 2, they may go undefeated again. And they're the favorite again, I think, obviously, to win the Class 1A state championship. So that's our East Alabama top 10. I think a lot of good football teams there.
Oh, if we, we got a top 10, but if we had a top 20, the next 5 or so aren't very far from being right in here in the 10 through 6.
Pleasant Valley next week at Spring Garden.
That's
Going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, that might be one to watch.
That's one of the games at Pleasant Valley. They lost 2 games last year, both to undefeated teams in Spring Garden and Pisgah. They got them fairly coming up next week. One of those teams.
I just want to make one quick note because everybody always want to put Alabama against Georgia, high school football. The players aren't better in Georgia than they are in Alabama. Bobby Bowden years ago, when he was talking about the players in the state of Florida, when he was at Florida State, I had the opportunity to ask him a question. One question was all I had. And I asked about the players in between. Why are they better in Florida than Alabama? He said, there's not better players in Florida than Alabama. There's just more of them.
More of them.
Yeah. Same thing. Georgia high schools, you got 2,500 kids opposed to Oxford has, which is the biggest school here, maybe 1,000, 9 through 12. So
I think if you took
it's the scope of players, not that Georgia players are better than Alabama. It's just more of them.
I think if you took a Piedmont against any team in Georgia that's their size, I think Piedmont does a lot of damage in the state of Georgia.
Let me help people understand. Wadley, Piedmont, Coosa, Pleasant Valley would not exist in the state of Georgia because they'd all be together. They would combine them all. So that's why you have bigger ones.
I made this
We
point.
have 16 schools in the Calhoun County alone.
People don't understand. Take private schools out of the equation, public schools. If Calhoun County was in Georgia, there'd be 2 schools. There'd be one in South Calhoun County, one in North Calhoun County.
Yes. And that's how it was whenever I grew up in South Carolina. Same thing.
In Cleveland County,
I drove 15, 20 minutes to go to school because it was us, it was Berkeley, it was everybody just spread out. You didn't have as many schools.
And they also take, like in Georgia, they'll take multiple counties because they are smaller, the counties are in size, and they put them together. One thing, Pleasant Valley, last year, game 2, they lost their quarterback for the year. He broke his hand. He had to move to another position. Now he's back playing quarterback, and the guy that took his spot in quarterback's back out there catching the ball. So that's going to be interesting to see how
that's a sneaky good game. Pleasant Valley Spring Garden next week.
Yep, sure does.
Let's talk about Red Threads, and then we got our Team of the Week announcement. Then we're going to get out of here on this first Friday night of the high school football season. All of our T-shirts, our Muscle Team shirts, our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts for Team of the Week. All of that from Red Threads, powered by O-Brand. And by the way, go to the Red Threads storefront on the square in Jacksonville. If you're going to a Jack State football game this year, go by and stop in before the game. They've got the best selection of quality Jack State merchandise. It's not even close there on the square in Jacksonville. Now it's time for our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week announcement. They're going to get the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts. They're also going to get our Tough Guy Trophy, which is back this year, and it's going to be a team that has never won Team of the Week before. You know why? Because they've never won a game before.
Never won a game.
Yeah. Hope Christian Saints won their first game ever in school history. They played their first game and they won it tonight. They came from behind to beat Valiant Cross out of Montgomery 28-18. Congratulations to Coach Chris Stone and the Hope Christian Saints. You win the first game ever in school history. That's worthy of Team of the Week. We'll be coming to Oxford with our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts, and we'll have our Ted shirts, and we'll have our Tough Guy Trophy from Awards to Remember all coming up. We'll be back here next Friday night at 10 p.m. as we will have our next After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Our play of the night posted right back here on Facebook at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Have a great weekend.